Hello guys, welcome to Scion What If. So in this video, we will see what if Goku trained with ZENO. If you enjoy these kinds of stories, don't forget to show us some love by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Your support means the world to us. Now, let's start the story. Chapter 1, Beyond Ultra Instinct. Goku's fist slammed through empty air for the 1000th time as sweat poured down his face. The gravity chamber hummed at 500 times Earth's normal gravity, but it wasn't enough. It hadn't been enough for weeks. Damn it, he shouted, dropping to one knee. His hair flickered between black and the silvery white of Ultra Instinct before fading back to normal. Still can't hold it. He'd been at this for months since the Tournament of Power. Ultra Instinct had saved everyone, but now it seemed just beyond his grasp, like trying to catch water. He'd touch it briefly during training, feel that incredible power surge through every cell, then it would slip away, leaving him drained and frustrated. Bulma's voice crackled through the intercom. Goku. You've been in there for 16 hours straight. You need to eat something. His stomach growled on cue. Even Scion determination couldn't argue with Scion hunger. Fine, he said, powering down the chamber. I guess I could use a break. The door hissed open, and Goku stumbled out, legs wobbly from exhaustion. He'd pushed too hard again. Vegeta would call him an idiot, but Vegeta wasn't around to see it. His rival had taken Bulma and Trunks on a rare family vacation to some resort island, probably still training at dawn while his family slept, knowing him. Goku made it halfway to the kitchen when he felt it, a ripple in reality that made the hairs on his arms stand up. Something powerful had just arrived on Earth. No, not just powerful, divine. Whis, he wondered aloud, focusing his senses. But this wasn't Whis or Beerus. This energy signature felt different, more absolute. A gentle tap on the door confirmed his suspicions. No one with that kind of power needed to knock. Bulma poked her head around the corner. Goku, there's well, I'm not sure what he is, but he's asking for you. Polite guy, blue skin, weird staff. The Grand Minister. Goku's eyes widened. The father of all angels, right hand to ZENO himself, was standing at the door of Capsule Corp. He's here. You know him. Well, he's waiting in the garden. And he brought little floating guards that won't let anyone near him. Goku's fatigue vanished instantly. He'd only met the Grand Minister briefly during the Tournament of Power, but he knew one thing for certain, if he was here personally, this wasn't a social call. The garden's usual peacefulness felt charged with otherworldly energy as Goku approached. The Grand Minister hovered a few inches above the grass, his perpetual smile revealing nothing of his purpose. Son Goku, he said, inclining his head slightly. It's good to see you again. Hey there. Goku waved, defaulting to his usual friendly demeanor despite the knot forming in his stomach. What brings you all the way to Earth? Is Beerus in trouble again? The Grand Minister chuckled. Nothing of the sort. I come bearing an invitation. He paused, his expression growing more serious. From Lord ZENO himself. ZENO? What does he want with me? Another tournament? Goku scratched his head, remembering the childlike but all-powerful being who could erase universes with a thought. Not exactly. Lord ZENO has been fascinated by you, son Goku. Particularly by your ability to constantly grow stronger through what you call training. The Grand Minister's staff tapped lightly against the ground. He wishes to learn this concept. From you. Personally. Goku's jaw dropped. Wait, ZENO wants me to train him? Like, teach him martial arts? In essence, yes. This is unprecedented. In all of existence, Lord ZENO has never expressed interest in learning from a mortal. The minister's eyes betrayed a hint of concern. You should understand that this invitation is both an extraordinary honor and potentially complicated. Complicated how? Goku crossed his arms, suddenly wary. Lord Zeno possesses power beyond comprehension. Teaching him to channel such power through martial arts techniques. The minister trailed off. Well, the consequences are unpredictable. But he is quite insistent. He said, and I quote, "I want Goku to play fighting games with me for real." Goku couldn't help but laugh. That sounds like him. When does he want me to start? Immediately, if possible. I've been authorized to transport you to his palace. A new voice cut through the garden. Absolutely not. Vegeta emerged from behind a large topiary, arms crossed and scowling. Kakarot, don't be a fool. This isn't some training session with King Kai or Whis. This is the Omni King, the being above all gods. Vegeta. Thought you were on vacation. Goku grinned at his rival. I sensed the minister's arrival from halfway across the planet, Vegeta snapped. Unlike you, I understand what it means when beings of this caliber show up unannounced. The Grand Minister observed their exchange with interest. Prince Vegeta raises valid concerns. This arrangement would place you in a unique position within the cosmic hierarchy. One that others might find unsettling. You mean the other gods might get jealous? Goku asked bluntly. Politics among the divine is complicated, the minister replied diplomatically. Vegeta stepped forward. Kakarot, think for once. The gods of destruction, the supreme Kais, they all operate within strict boundaries. You're being invited to personally instruct the being who can erase them all with a finger twitch. There will be consequences. Goku considered this, looking from Vegeta's intense glare to the Grand Minister's unreadable smile. Then he did what he always did when faced with a new challenge. He grinned. When do we leave? The Grand Minister's staff glowed. We can depart now. Wait. Bulma came running out. You can't just disappear to train some godchild without telling anyone. What about Chi-Chi? Gohan? Goten? Goku's excitement dimmed slightly. Oh yeah. I should probably let them know. Perhaps a compromise, the Grand Minister suggested. You may return to Earth between sessions. Lord Zeno understands that mortals have attachments. Perfect. Goku brightened again. See, Vegeta? No problem. Vegeta's scowl deepened. This isn't a game, Kakarot. You're dealing with powers beyond mortal comprehension. Yeah, but so was Super Saiyan God at first, right? And Ultra Instinct? I figured those out. Barely, Vegeta muttered. Goku turned back to the minister. Just give me an hour to grab some things and tell Chi-Chi, then I'm all in. The Grand Minister nodded. 1 hour. As the minister moved away to wait, Vegeta grabbed Goku's arm. Listen to me carefully, Kakarot. Whatever you learn there, whatever power you gain access to, it won't come free. The higher you climb in this cosmic ladder, the further you get from what makes you, you. Goku blinked, surprised by the uncharacteristic concern. Hey, I'll still be me. Just me teaching Zeno how to throw a punch, that's all. You fool, Vegeta said, but without his usual heat. Just, be on guard. Not everything in the divine realms is as straightforward as it seems. Noted. Goku gave him a thumbs up. Wanna come with? I wasn't invited, Vegeta said stiffly. Since when has that stopped you? Goku laughed. But seriously, I got this. Maybe I'll pick up some cool new technique to show you when I get back. As Goku rushed off to pack and inform his family, Vegeta remained in the garden, watching the Grand Minister with narrowed eyes. The blue-skinned angel noticed his gaze and offered a slight bow. Your concern for your friend is admirable, Prince Vegeta. He's not my friend, Vegeta replied automatically. He's my rival. Of course. The minister smiled knowingly. Nevertheless, your instincts serve you well. This arrangement is indeed unprecedented. Is ZENO planning something? Using Kakarot for some purpose? The Grand Minister's expression remained placid. Lord ZENO doesn't plan, as mortals or even gods understand it. His interests shift like cosmic winds. But his curiosity about Son Goku has remained constant, a rarity in itself. And if this curiosity puts our universe at risk? Vegeta challenged. Then we will all have to adapt, the minister replied simply. As we did during the Tournament of Power. An hour later, Goku returned with a small bag slung over his shoulder, looking unusually thoughtful. Everything okay? Vegeta asked, noting his rival's expression. Yeah. Chi-Chi took it better than I expected. Said at least training a god might keep me out of her hair for a while. He laughed, but it sounded forced. Gohan just warned me to be careful. You know how he is, always overthinking stuff. The Grand Minister approached. Are you ready, Son Goku? Goku nodded, his usual excitement returning. Ready. So how do we get to ZENO's palace? Instant transmission won't reach that far, right? Indeed not. Please place your hand on my shoulder. As Goku complied, he looked back at Vegeta. Keep an eye on things while I'm gone. Vegeta crossed his arms. Just don't do anything stupid. No promises. Goku grinned as light enveloped him and the minister. In an instant, Earth vanished. Colors Goku had never seen before streaked past his vision. His stomach lurched in ways that even instant transmission never caused, and pressure built in his ears until he thought his head might explode. Then, as suddenly as it began, the journey ended. Goku stumbled forward, gasping. What was that? He managed. Transcendent movement, the Grand Minister explained. We passed through several dimensional boundaries that separate Lord ZENO's realm from the mortal universes. Goku looked up and felt his breath catch. The palace before him made the one from the Tournament of Power look like a shabby waiting room. It stretched in impossible directions, parts of it seemingly folded into dimensions his eyes couldn't properly process. The structure gleamed with materials unknown to any mortal world, pulsing with energy that made his skin tingle. Whoa! Was all he could say. This is Lord ZENO's true residence, the minister explained. Few beings have ever seen it. As they approached the enormous entrance, Goku noticed something odd. He couldn't sense any key signatures inside, not even ZENO's. It was as if the entire palace existed in a different relationship to energy itself. Two guards appeared, taller and more imposing than the ones Goku had seen before. They bowed deeply to the minister. The mortal is expected, the Grand Minister stated simply. The massive doors swung open without a sound, revealing a hallway that seemed to stretch into infinity, lined with pillars that occasionally shifted position when Goku wasn't looking directly at them. Stay close, the minister advised. The palace geography can be temperamental to those unaccustomed to it. They walked for what felt like minutes but could have been hours. Time seemed strangely elastic here. Finally, they reached another set of doors, these covered in symbols that rearranged themselves continuously. Lord ZENO awaits within, the minister said. A word of advice, Son Goku. While Lord ZENO appears childlike and innocent, never forget what he truly is. His understanding of consequence differs from ours. Goku nodded, suddenly serious. I get it. Kind of like when I first started teaching Goten, had to make sure he didn't accidentally blast through the house. The Grand Minister blinked, then laughed softly. Perhaps not the comparison I would choose, but yes, in essence. The doors opened. Goku had expected something grand, a throne room befitting the ruler of all existence. Instead, he found himself in what looked like a child's playroom. Colorful toys and strange objects floated in the air. In the center, sitting cross-legged above a floating cushion, was ZENO. The small, blue-faced deity brightened immediately. Goku. You came. Hey, ZENO. Goku. waved, his tension dissolving at the familiar greeting. Thanks for inviting me. ZENO floated over excitedly, the attendants hovering nervously nearby. I've been waiting and waiting. I want to learn how to do the boom boom pow things. Goku couldn't help but laugh. You mean martial arts techniques? Ki blasts? Yes, yes. The Grand Minister says you're the best at getting stronger. I want to get stronger too. Goku scratched his head. But you're already the strongest being in existence, right? You can erase whole universes. ZENO's excitement dimmed slightly. That's different. That's just what I am. You get stronger because you try. I want to try too. Something about the childlike god's earnestness struck Goku. For all his universe-shattering power, ZENO was curious about the simple joy of improvement through effort, something Goku had built his entire life around. All right then. Goku dropped his bag and stretched his arms. Let's start with the basics. Show me your fighting stance. ZENO blinked, then tried to mimic Goku's posture, his tiny body looking comically out of place in a martial arts stance. The Grand Minister cleared his throat. Perhaps we should establish some parameters first. Lord ZENO's power is, well, it operates differently from Ki. How so? Goku asked, already helping adjust ZENO's arm position. Lord ZENO doesn't channel energy as you do. His abilities are more fundamental to reality itself. Teaching him to direct this power through physical movements could have unforeseen effects. Then we'll start without power, Goku decided. Just forms and movements. Right, ZENO? Right, the Omni King agreed happily. I want to learn everything. For the next hour, Goku led ZENO through basic stances and simple punches. The god was surprisingly coordinated despite his small stature, mimicking Goku's movements with increasing precision. The attendants and guards watched nervously, while the Grand Minister observed with unreadable interest. Now try a simple punch, Goku instructed, demonstrating a straight jab. Just like this. ZENO threw his tiny arm forward. A small ripple in the air followed the movement, barely perceptible, but Goku felt it. Something had shifted in reality itself. Whoa, Goku said. Did you feel that? Feel what? ZENO asked innocently. The Grand Minister stepped forward. Perhaps that's enough physical instruction for today. Lord ZENO, would you like to show Goku your collection? Oh yes. ZENO clapped excitedly. Come see my universes, Goku. Goku followed as ZENO floated to the far side of the room, where what looked like glowing marbles hovered in intricate patterns. These are my spare universes. ZENO explained proudly. I made them for fun. Goku stared in awe. Each marble contained what appeared to be an entire galaxy, stars swirling in miniature cosmic dances. You made these? Goku asked, reaching out instinctively. Don't touch, the Grand Minister warned sharply. But it was too late. Goku's fingertip brushed against one of the swirling orbs. Everything froze. The room, the minister, even ZENO himself seemed suspended in time. Then a surge of energy unlike anything Goku had ever felt coursed through his body. It wasn't Ki, it was something older, more fundamental. Images flooded his mind, stars being born, planets forming, life evolving, all in fast forward. He saw possibilities branching like infinite trees, realities splitting and merging. Eh! Goku screamed, dropping to his knees as the energy overwhelmed him. His body glowed with a strange light that wasn't the familiar aura of Ki, this light seemed to bend space around it. Then, as suddenly as it began, the sensation stopped. Goku fell forward, gasping. Interesting, the Grand Minister said softly. Most beings would have been unmade by that contact. ZENO peered at Goku curiously. Are you okay? Did you see the pretty lights? What was that? Goku managed between breaths. Creation energy, the minister explained, helping him stand. The fundamental force from which all things are made. Lord Zeno's power comes from his ability to manipulate it directly. It was beautiful, Goku said, still dazed. And terrifying. Indeed. And not meant for mortal comprehension. The minister studied Goku intently. Yet you survived the contact. Most curious. Zeno clapped his hands. Goku is special. That's why I like him. The minister helped Goku to a floating chair. Rest. Your mortal form needs time to stabilize. As Goku sat, trying to process what had happened, he noticed something strange. His ki felt different, as if it were vibrating at a new frequency. When he looked at his hands, they seemed solid enough, but he could almost see the energy patterns flowing beneath his skin. How are you feeling? The minister asked carefully. Weird, Goku admitted. Like I'm seeing everything differently. He glanced at Zeno, who was happily playing with his universe marbles, and was startled to see not just the childlike deity, but layers of power radiating from him in patterns too complex to comprehend. That will fade, the minister assured him. Probably. Has this happened before? A mortal touching creation energy? Not in my memory, and my memory is quite extensive. The minister's usual smile had been replaced with a thoughtful frown. This complicates matters. How so? Before the minister could answer, Zeno floated over. More training tomorrow, Goku. Despite his disorientation, Goku couldn't help but smile at the god's enthusiasm. Sure thing, Zeno. But maybe we'll stick to forms and stances for a while, okay? Okay. Zeno agreed happily. The Grand Minister will show you where to sleep. See you tomorrow. As Zeno returned to his play, the minister guided Goku from the room. We've prepared quarters for you. You should rest and allow your body to adjust. Adjust to what exactly? Goku asked, noting the concern in the minister's voice. That remains to be seen. Creation energy isn't meant to interact with mortal ki. The effects could be temporary or... He trailed off. Or what? Or transformative, the minister finished. We shall have to observe carefully. Goku's quarters were luxurious but simple, clearly designed to make a mortal feel comfortable in this decidedly non-mortal realm. After the minister left, Goku sat cross-legged on the floor, trying to meditate as King Kai had taught him. His energy refused to settle. It swirled and pulsed with new patterns, occasionally creating tiny flashes of light around his body. When he closed his eyes, he could still see the cosmic visions from his contact with the creation energy, worlds forming and dissolving, life evolving across countless planets. What have I gotten myself into? He wondered aloud. Despite his exhaustion, sleep came fitfully. His dreams were filled with universes being born and dying, and somewhere, at the edge of perception, something vast watching him with keen interest. Miles away, in what seemed like another reality entirely, a presence stirred. Something ancient that existed beyond even Zeno's awareness sensed the unusual energy signature, a mortal touched by creation power. For the first time in eons, it turned its attention toward Zeno's realm. And it was curious. Morning came with a gentle chiming that seemed to emanate from the walls themselves. Goku sat up, feeling strangely refreshed despite his troubled sleep. The cosmic visions had faded, but his perception remained altered. He could see energy flows in the air, in the structure of the palace itself. A knock at the door preceded the Grand Minister's entrance. Good morning, son Goku. How are you feeling? Better, I think. Goku stretched, noticing his movements left faint trails of light in the air. Still seeing weird stuff though. That is to be expected. Your encounter with creation energy has temporarily enhanced your perception. The minister studied him carefully. Your key signature has stabilized, but it's changed. Fascinating. Is that bad? Not necessarily. Just unprecedented. The minister gestured toward the door. Lord ZENO awaits. He's quite excited to continue his training. They found ZENO in a new location, an enormous empty space with no visible walls or ceiling, just endless white expanse. Goku. ZENO called out cheerfully. Look what I made for training. With a wave of his small hand, the empty space transformed. Mountains rose from nothing, clouds formed overhead, and a perfect replica of the World Martial Arts Tournament arena appeared in the center. Whoa! Goku gasped. You created all this just now? It's easy. ZENO said proudly. I can make anything. The Grand Minister leaned closer to Goku. Remember, these are not illusions. Lord ZENO is creating actual matter and space. Please proceed with caution. Goku nodded, still amazed by the display. Alright, ZENO. Let's pick up where we left off. Remember the basic stance I showed you? ZENO adopted the fighting stance with surprising precision. Like this? Perfect. Now let's work on movement. For the next few hours, Goku guided ZENO through basic footwork and simple kata. The Omni King was an eager student, repeating movements until he got them right. Despite his childlike demeanor, he showed surprising focus. Great job. Goku praised after ZENO completed a sequence perfectly. You're learning fast. This is fun. ZENO said happily. Now can we do the energy blasts? Goku hesitated, glancing at the Grand Minister, who gave an almost imperceptible shake of his head. Not yet, Goku said carefully. First you have to learn to feel your energy. Here, watch me. Goku centered himself and began gathering his ki. The familiar blue-white aura appeared around him, but something was different. Streaks of iridescent light swirled within his normal energy field, creating patterns he'd never seen before. That's pretty. ZENO clapped. I want to try. Hold on, Goku said, distracted by his own changed aura. This isn't right. He tried to power down, but the energy refused to dissipate completely. The iridescent patterns remained, flowing just beneath his skin. The Grand Minister appeared at his side. As I suspected. The creation energy has bonded with your ki. Is that dangerous? Goku asked, trying to suppress the strange energy. Uncertain. But perhaps we can use this development. The minister turned to ZENO. Lord ZENO, would you like to see how Goku's energy feels? Yes, yes. ZENO bounced excitedly. Goku, extend your hand, let Lord ZENO feel your ki, but contained. Like a small sphere. Cautiously, Goku formed a tiny ball of energy in his palm. The usual blue ki sphere now contained swirling patterns of creation energy, like miniature galaxies. ZENO reached out and touched the sphere. His eyes widened. It feels warm and buzzy. That's ki, Goku explained. Life energy. Everyone has it, but fighters learn to control it. I don't feel buzzy inside, ZENO said, looking disappointed. Your energy is different, the minister explained gently. More fundamental. Goku had an idea. Hey ZENO, try copying what I do. Don't use your creation power, just try to find something inside you that feels warm, like what you felt in my energy ball. ZENO closed his eyes, his face scrunching in concentration. For several minutes, nothing happened. Then, slowly, a faint purple glow appeared around his small body. I feel it. ZENO exclaimed. Something small but buzzy. The Grand Minister looked genuinely shocked. Impossible. He's accessing dormant ki. I didn't think he possessed any. Everyone has ki, Goku said confidently. It's life force. Even gods. Yes, but Lord ZENO transcends the normal divine hierarchy. His power has always been purely creative in nature, not ki-based. The minister watched with fascination as the purple aura around ZENO strengthened. This is unexpected. ZENO giggled as the energy flowed around him. It tickles. Great job. Goku encouraged. Now try focusing it, like this. He demonstrated by forming another small key sphere. ZENO mimicked the movement, and a tiny purple sphere formed between his hands. Unlike Goku's controlled energy, this one pulsed erratically, expanding and contracting. Careful, the Grand Minister began. Too late. The energy sphere destabilized, exploding outward in a flash of purple light. The blast wasn't particularly powerful, but its effects were bizarre. Plants sprouted instantly where the energy touched the ground, flowers blooming and withering in seconds. A section of the arena transformed into crystal, then dust, then reformed as wood. Oops. ZENO said, looking more delighted than concerned. Goku shielded his eyes as reality itself seemed to warp around the energy discharge. What's happening? His creation power is mixing with the newly awakened ki, the minister explained, quickly containing the disturbance with a wave of his staff. The combination is unstable. When the light faded, a 10-foot crater remained where the energy had exploded, filled with materials that shouldn't exist together, crystal formations growing through metal, plants with leaves made of what looked like solid light. Awesome! ZENO clapped. Let's do more. Perhaps we should take a brief recess, the minister suggested firmly. Goku needs refreshment, and I believe we should discuss the implications of this development. As they walked back toward the palace proper, leaving the created training grounds behind, the Grand Minister kept his voice low. You've done something unprecedented, son Goku. You've awakened dormant ki in Lord ZENO, energy we didn't know he possessed. Is that bad? It's complicated. Lord ZENO's creation power is instinctual, requiring no effort or training. But ki requires focus, control, development. You're essentially introducing the concept of growth to a being who has never needed to grow. Goku considered this. But isn't that a good thing? Learning to get stronger through effort instead of just having power. Perhaps. The minister looked thoughtful. Or perhaps you're fundamentally changing the nature of the most powerful being in existence. The consequences of that are incalculable. They were interrupted by a guard rushing toward them, looking as alarmed as the eternally stoic attendants could manage. Grand Minister, there's been a security breach in the outer realm. Something attempted to penetrate the dimensional barriers. The minister's expression darkened. When? Just moments ago, during the energy discharge event. The minister turned to Goku. It seems your training session has attracted attention. Attention from beyond our known realms. What does that mean? Goku asked. It means, the minister said gravely, that we must proceed with even greater caution. There are entities that exist beyond even Lord ZENO's general awareness, ancient observers of the cosmic order. If they've taken notice of our experiment here. He didn't finish the thought. He didn't need to. Goku understood the implication, they were potentially destabilizing something fundamental to existence itself. After leaving ZENO with his attendants, the Grand Minister took Goku to a section of the palace he hadn't seen before, a vast library with books and scrolls that seemed to shift and change when not directly observed. You should return to Earth temporarily, the minister said. Allow your energies to stabilize. We'll resume in 3 days' time. Am I in danger? Goku asked directly. This creation energy inside me, will it cause problems? I don't know, the minister admitted. This situation is without precedent. But I believe returning to your familiar environment may help your body process the changes. And what about that security breach thing? The minister's expression remained neutral, but Goku sensed his concern. We will investigate. It may be nothing. Or it may be that the unique energy signature created by your interaction with Lord ZENO has drawn attention from realms we rarely interact with. Before Goku could ask more questions, the minister raised his staff. Prepare yourself for the return journey. The trip back to Earth was as disorienting as the journey to Zeno's palace. When Goku's vision cleared, he found himself standing in the exact spot he'd left, Bulma's garden. But something felt different. The colors seemed more vivid, energy patterns visible in plants and the air itself. "Whoa," he murmured, steadying himself against a tree. He could feel the life force flowing through the trunk, branches, and leaves, not just sense it as he normally would, but actually see it. Kakarot. Vegeta's voice cut through his disorientation. The Saiyan Prince was approaching rapidly, his face set in its usual scowl. "You're back already? It's only been a day." "A day?" Goku blinked. It felt longer. "Time flows differently in Lord Zeno's realm," came another voice. Whis appeared behind Vegeta, looking unusually serious. "A fact that should have been mentioned to you before your departure." Beerus lounged nearby, pretending disinterest but clearly watching carefully. "So, how was playtime with the Omni King?" "Still in one piece, I see." "Barely," Goku admitted, then explained what had happened, the training session, his contact with creation energy, the changes to his ki. Whis' eyes widened as Goku described the energy mixing. Creation energy merged with mortal ki? That should be impossible. Apparently not, Beerus growled, now approaching to examine Goku more closely. "You fool. Do you have any idea what you've done?" "Not really," Goku admitted. The Grand Minister seemed concerned, but, concerned? He should be terrified. Beerus snapped. Creation energy isn't meant for mortals. It's the raw stuff of existence itself. Even we gods of destruction can't manipulate it directly, we can only destroy what already exists. Vegeta stepped closer, studying Goku with narrowed eyes. "Your key signature is different. It feels, echoed somehow, like it's resonating on multiple frequencies." "Show us," Whis instructed. Goku nodded and began powering up. His normal blue-white aura appeared, but interwoven with iridescent patterns that shifted and swirled like cosmic nebulae. "Fascinating," Whis murmured. "The creation energy hasn't replaced your ki, it's bonded with it. Creating an entirely new form of energy. Is it dangerous?" Vegeta demanded. "To Kakarot or to everything else?" Beerus asked dryly. Whis tapped his staff against the ground. "Both questions are valid. This energy combination is unstable. It could potentially burn out Son Goku's mortal form, or it could grant him capabilities far beyond what any mortal should possess." "Like what?" Goku asked, looking at his glowing hands with mixed fascination and concern. "Creation," Whis said simply. "Not merely energy manipulation as you've always done, but actual reality alteration. The ability to create matter from nothing, to reshape what exists." "That's God stuff," Goku said, powering down with effort. The iridescent energy was harder to suppress than his regular ki. "Precisely," Beerus growled. "Power reserved for beings like the Supreme Kai, or at the highest level, Zeno himself. Not for punch-happy Saiyans who can barely remember to wipe their own feet before entering a house." "Hey!" Goku protested. "Lord Beerus is right to be concerned," Whis interjected. "The cosmic hierarchy exists for a reason. Mortals with creation power would upset the entire balance." Vegeta crossed his arms. "So what happens now? Do we just wait for Kakarot to either explode or turn into some kind of demigod?" "The Grand Minister said I should stay here for 3 days, let my body adjust," Goku explained. "Then go back to continue training Zeno." "And what exactly are you teaching the Omni King?" Beerus asked, his tone dangerous. "Just basic martial arts stuff. Stances, movements." "But..." Goku hesitated. "But what?" Whis prompted. "I helped him find his ki. The minister said Zeno wasn't supposed to have normal ki, just creation power. But he does have it, it was just dormant. Beerus and Whis exchanged alarmed glances. You awakened dormant Ki and Lord ZENO? Whis asked carefully. Yeah. He was super excited about it. Made this little purple energy ball and everything. Goku demonstrated with his hands. It kind of exploded, though. Beerus sat down heavily on a nearby bench. We're doomed. What? Why? Whis's expression was uncharacteristically grave. Lord ZENO's childlike nature is not an act, son Goku. It's a containment. His true power and understanding remain dormant because the multiverse couldn't withstand his full awakening. By teaching him to harness Ki, to grow stronger through effort, you may be triggering an evolution in his consciousness, Beerus added. Do you understand what that means? The being who can erase universes with a thought, suddenly developing greater awareness and new types of power. Goku's excitement faded as the implications sank in. Oh. Oh, indeed, Vegeta mocked. This is why you don't go playing teacher to the god of everything, you idiot. Bulma chose that moment to appear, carrying a tray of drinks. There you are, Goku. Welcome back. I brought refreshments for. She stopped, noticing the tense atmosphere. What's wrong? You all look like someone died. Not yet, Beerus muttered. But give it time. As Bulma set down the drinks, looking confused, Goku noticed something strange. The glass nearest to him began to vibrate, the liquid inside swirling without being touched. Then the glass itself started to change, its structure morphing from glass to crystal to something that looked like solidified light. Guys? Goku pointed. Is that supposed to happen? Everyone turned to look as the transformed glass levitated slightly above the tray, then shattered into countless tiny shards that hung suspended in the air. That would be a no, Whis said calmly, tapping his staff. The glass reformed and settled back onto the tray, normal once more. It seems your presence is causing localized reality fluctuations. That's not good, is it? Goku asked. Define good, Beerus said sarcastically. Good for scientific discovery? Perhaps. Good for the continued stable existence of this planet? Decidedly not. Whis examined Goku more closely, his staff glowing as he scanned the Scion's body. The creation energy is still integrating with your Ki. Until it stabilizes, you may experience anomalies in your vicinity. What kind of anomalies? Bulma asked, nervously eyeing her glassware. Matter transformation, spontaneous energy discharges, possibly local temporal distortions, Whis listed casually, as if describing mild weather patterns. Nothing apocalyptic, but potentially disruptive. Great, Vegeta growled. So Kakarote's going to be walking around accidentally turning things into other things until this stabilizes? I can control it, Goku insisted, concentrating on suppressing the strange energy within him. The swirling patterns beneath his skin dimmed slightly. See? No problem. As if on cue, the ground beneath his feet rippled like water, grass blades stretching upward several feet before crystallizing. Clearly, Beerus said dryly. Whis tapped his staff against the transformed grass, returning it to normal. Son Goku, I suggest you isolate yourself somewhere remote until your condition stabilizes. Somewhere with minimal life and technology that could be affected. The hyperbolic time chamber? Vegeta suggested. One day out here would give him a year to get this under control. Good idea. Goku brightened. I'll head to the lookout right away. I'm coming with you, Vegeta declared. When everyone looked at him in surprise, he scoffed. Someone has to make sure he doesn't accidentally turn the chamber inside out. Besides, I want to see exactly what this new power can do. Bulma raised an eyebrow. You mean? You want to see if you can get some of it for yourself. Woman, this is serious. Vegeta snapped, though his slight flush suggested she'd hit close to the mark. Very serious, Whis agreed. Lord Beerus and I will investigate this security breach, the Grand Minister mentioned. If something beyond the known multiverse has taken interest in these developments, then we're in even deeper trouble than we thought, Beerus finished. Fantastic. As they prepared to depart for the lookout, Goku felt another surge of the strange energy within him. This time, instead of transforming nearby objects, it showed him a brief vision, a vast cosmic web of universes, and somewhere beyond its edges, a presence watching. Something ancient and patient, seeing an opportunity it had awaited for eons. The vision faded as quickly as it had come, leaving Goku with an unsettling certainty. Whatever was happening to him, whatever he'd started by training with ZENO, it was just the beginning. And somewhere, beyond the edges of known reality, something was coming. Chapter 2, The God Student. Goku stared at the sunset from the lookout's edge, colors rippling with energy patterns invisible to normal eyes. After a week in the hyperbolic time chamber, his new senses still felt overwhelming. Everything radiated with layers of existence he'd never noticed before, potential futures ghosting around objects, energy signatures stretching backward through time. Stop doing that, Vegeta snapped from behind him. Doing what? Goku turned. That, zoning out thing. It's annoying. Vegeta crossed his arms. You've been standing there for 20 minutes just staring. Sorry, everything still looks weird. Like I can see stuff that shouldn't be there. Goku rubbed his eyes. The trees have these glowing threads connecting them to the future. Can't you see it? No, because I didn't touch cosmic creation energy like an idiot. Vegeta approached, studying him critically. At least you've stopped accidentally transmuting things. That had been a rough few days. Every surge of emotion had caused reality to warp around Goku, turning water to crystal, making rocks sprout leaves, aging plants years in seconds. Only through brutal meditation techniques had he gained some control. Yeah, think I got that part under control, Goku said, forming a small key ball in his palm. The familiar blue energy swirled with iridescent patterns, but remained stable. See? No explosions. Humph. Vegeta looked unimpressed. And that's good enough for you? To just control it? The old Kakarot would be figuring out how to use this power to fight. I've been trying. It's just. Goku's expression turned uncharacteristically serious. It doesn't feel like fighting power. It feels like something else. Something bigger. Mr. Popo approached with a tray of food. Your dinner, gentlemen. Thanks. Goku grabbed a bowl of rice, his appetite at least unchanged. Man, I'm starving. Your son called again, Popo mentioned casually. He seemed concerned. Goku paused mid-bite. Which one? Gohan. He asked when you'd be returning home. A flash of guilt crossed Goku's face. After stabilizing in the time chamber, he'd visited home once, but the experience had been disastrous. Yeah, I should probably call him back. Goku muttered. You mean visit him, Vegeta corrected harshly. That's what normal fathers do. Easy for you to say. You didn't almost vaporize your kid. The memory still burned. He'd been playing with Gohan and Pan in their backyard, showing off some simple key techniques for his granddaughter. But when Pan had asked to see the pretty new energy, and Goku had obliged with the tiniest spark of his new power, the results had been catastrophic. Gohan had barely managed to deflect the accidental energy surge that followed, which had still vaporized half their garden and briefly caused their house to age 50 years and back in seconds. Vegeta set his bowl down. You're returning to ZENO tomorrow? Yeah. The Grand Minister's coming to pick me up in the morning. I'm going with you. Goku blinked. What? But you weren't invited. I don't care. Vegeta's expression hardened. You've accessed power beyond anything we've encountered before, and you clearly have no idea how to properly use it. I won't be left behind. ZENO might not like unexpected guests, Goku pointed out. Then he can erase me. Vegeta shrugged with forced nonchalance. But I suspect he won't. That child god seems to enjoy novelty, and 2 scions are more novel than 1. Before Goku could argue further, a familiar tingle in the air announced someone's arrival. Whis materialized on the lookout, his staff glowing faintly. Son Goku, Prince Vegeta, he greeted. I trust your time in isolation was productive. He stopped turning rocks into pudding, if that's what you mean, Vegeta said dryly. Whis smiled. Excellent progress. Lord Beerus sent me to brief you before your return to Lord Zeno's palace. Brief me about what? Goku asked. The security breach. Whis's expression turned serious. We've confirmed something did indeed attempt to penetrate the barriers around Lord Zeno's realm during your training session. Something old and quite powerful. What was it? Vegeta demanded. We don't know precisely. Whis tapped his staff against the floor. But there are entities that exist beyond the multiverse as we understand it. Watchers and Shapers, beings that predate even Lord Zeno's awareness. Predate Zeno? Goku frowned. I thought he was like, the top god or something. Lord Zeno oversees the multiverse we inhabit, Whis explained carefully. But the cosmos is larger than most comprehend. There are spaces between spaces, realms beyond realms. Entities that normally take no interest in our affairs. Until now, Vegeta concluded. Precisely. Something has noticed your unique energy signature, Son Goku, a mortal with creation power. And it's curious. Goku scratched his head. So, is that bad? Unknown. But proceed with caution. And be aware that your continued interaction with Lord Zeno may be accelerating certain cosmic processes. What's that supposed to mean? Vegeta demanded. Whis merely smiled enigmatically. You'll see soon enough, I suspect. Especially if you're planning to accompany Goku tomorrow. You knew I was going to go, Vegeta accused. Let's just say your predictability has its advantages, Whis replied smoothly. Now then, I must return to Lord Beerus. He's been stress-eating planets again, and I should intervene before he gives himself indigestion. After Whis departed, Goku and Vegeta spent the evening in preparation. For Vegeta, this meant intense training in the gravity chamber Bulma had installed on the lookout. For Goku, it meant trying to explain to Chi-Chi via phone why he needed to return to Zeno's palace. It's just for a little while longer. Goku insisted, holding the phone away from his ear as his wife's voice reached volumes that threatened the lookout's structural integrity. No, I'm not choosing training over family again. This is different. There's cosmic stuff happening. Vegeta smirked as he emerged from the gravity chamber, wiping sweat from his brow. Domestic bliss? She says I'd better bring back something nice from the god realm or not bother coming home, Goku sighed, hanging up. What do you even get from a place like that? Cosmic trinkets to appease your harpy wife should be the least of your concerns, Vegeta said, growing serious. We need to discuss strategy for tomorrow. If we're walking into something larger than we understand, we need a plan. Since when do we plan? Anything. Goku laughed. We just show up and figure it out. And how many times has that nearly gotten us killed? Vegeta countered. Whatever's happening with your new powers and Zeno's training, it's drawing attention from beyond our multiverse. That's not something to take lightly. Goku's expression sobered. You're right. So what's the plan? First, we need to understand exactly what this creation energy is capable of. Not just controlling it, weaponizing it. I'm not sure it works that way, Goku said hesitantly. It doesn't feel like something you fight with. Everything can be a weapon if you're creative enough, Vegeta insisted. Second, we need more information about these watchers Whis mentioned. If something's taking an interest in you and Zeno, we need to know what we're facing. And how do we do that? We ask, Vegeta said simply. The Grand Minister knows more than he's telling. We push for answers. Goku nodded slowly. Okay, but remember, we're there to help ZENO learn. That's still the priority. Your priority, perhaps. Vegeta's eyes narrowed. Mine is ensuring whatever cosmic mess you've started doesn't threaten our universe. Or my family. The morning came too quickly. Goku woke from dreams of vast cosmic architectures and watching eyes to find the Grand Minister already waiting on the lookout, his perpetual smile revealing nothing of his thoughts. Son Goku, he greeted. I see you've gained some control over the energy fluctuations. Well done. Thanks. It took a lot of meditation, but, I'll be joining you, Vegeta interrupted, stepping forward with arms crossed. The Grand Minister turned his gaze to the Scion Prince, studying him for an uncomfortably long moment. Will you indeed? How interesting. Is that a problem? Vegeta challenged. Not at all. Lord ZENO enjoys novelty, and a second Scion warrior would certainly qualify. The minister's smile never wavered. I simply find your timing providential. What's that supposed to mean? Vegeta demanded. It means the cosmos has its own patterns, Prince Vegeta. And you may have just aligned yourself with one. The minister extended his hand. Shall we depart? The journey to ZENO's realm was no less disorienting the second time. Colors that shouldn't exist, pressure that threatened to crush them, and the sensation of passing through multiple layers of reality. When they emerged, Vegeta stumbled forward, gasping. What the hell was that? He managed between breaths. Transcendent movement, Goku explained, looking far less affected this time. You get used to it. I sincerely doubt that, Vegeta growled, straightening up to take in their surroundings. ZENO's palace loomed before them, its impossible architecture shifting subtly when not directly observed. Vegeta's eyes widened despite his attempt to appear unimpressed. Welcome to Lord ZENO's realm, the Grand Minister said pleasantly. Please follow me. Lord ZENO has been practicing diligently since your departure, son Goku. As they walked through the palace corridors, Goku noticed something different. The walls seemed more defined, the shifting geometries more controlled. It was as if the entire palace had become more focused. Something's changed, he observed. Indeed, the minister agreed. Lord ZENO has been experimenting with his newly awakened ki. It's affecting how he shapes his environment. Is that good? Goku asked hesitantly. It's interesting, the minister replied diplomatically. As I mentioned, Lord ZENO has never needed to exert effort before. The concept of improvement through practice is new to him. They reached an enormous door that opened silently at their approach. Beyond lay not the playroom Goku remembered, but an expansive training area that resembled a cross between the World Martial Arts Tournament arena and something alien, the floor made of material that shifted between solid and energy with each step. In the center stood ZENO, his small form surrounded by a visible purple aura as he practiced the stances Goku had taught him. Goku. ZENO spotted them and zoomed over, his excitement causing the air to ripple. Look what I learned. And I brought a friend too. Another ZENO floated up beside him, identical except for his outfit. You brought your future self. Goku grinned. Hey there, future ZENO. The second ZENO waved happily. Hi Goku. We've been practicing the fighting stance, they said in unison. Show him. Both ZENOs demonstrated a perfectly executed fighting stance, their small bodies radiating surprising intensity. Wow, that's great. Goku praised genuinely. You've really been working hard. Who's that? Both ZENOs asked, noticing Vegeta. This is Vegeta, my friend. Goku introduced. He's a super strong fighter too. The ZENOs floated around Vegeta, examining him curiously. He looks grumpy. That's just his face, Goku explained cheerfully. He always looks like that. Vegeta scowled deeper. I am not grumpy. I'm focused. He's definitely grumpy, the ZENOs whispered loudly to each other, giggling. The Grand Minister cleared his throat. Lord ZENO, perhaps you'd like to show Son Goku your progress with energy manipulation. Oh yes. The ZENOs clapped in unison. Watch this. They floated to the center of the arena, stood side by side, and began generating purple ki between their hands. The energy formed a perfect sphere that, unlike the unstable explosion from last time, remained controlled and compact. Very impressive. Goku called out. You've got great control now. We practiced lots and lots, they replied proudly. Now we can make it do tricks. The energy sphere split into multiple smaller orbs that danced around the ZENOs in complex patterns, never faltering. Then, with a synchronized gesture, they sent the energy upward, where it expanded into a dazzling display of lights. Vegeta watched with narrowed eyes. Their control is remarkable for beginners. Fast learners, Goku agreed. Too fast, Vegeta muttered. No one masters ki control that quickly. The Grand Minister overheard them. Lord ZENO's nature allows for accelerated comprehension once a concept takes hold. What would take mortals years to master can be intuited almost instantly, once the initial barrier is overcome. And what was that barrier? Vegeta asked sharply. The concept of effort itself, the minister explained. Lord ZENO has never needed to try before. Everything simply was as he wished it. The idea that power can be developed rather than simply possessed, it's revolutionary to him. The demonstration concluded with the ZENOs absorbing the energy back into themselves, looking expectantly at their audience. That was awesome. Goku applauded. You've got the basics down perfectly. Teach us more, they demanded excitedly. We want to learn the boom boom punch. I think he means energy attacks, Goku translated for Vegeta, who looked confused. I understood that, Vegeta snapped. I'm just questioning the wisdom of teaching destructive techniques to beings who can already erase universes with a thought. The ZENOs pouted. The grumpy one doesn't want to play. It's not about playing, Vegeta started, then caught himself. More diplomatically, he continued, I simply think we should understand the purpose of this training. What do you hope to achieve, Lord ZENO? The ZENOs looked at each other, seemingly confused by the question. Achieve? What he means is, why do you want to learn martial arts? Goku clarified. Is it just for fun, or is there something you're hoping to do with it? The ZENOs considered this, their childlike faces scrunching in thought. We want to get stronger, they finally declared. Like Goku does. Growing and changing feels interesting. An unprecedented sentiment from Lord ZENO, the Grand Minister noted quietly. The concept of personal growth has never been of interest before. For the next few hours, Goku and Vegeta took turns instructing the ZENOs in basic energy projection techniques. To Vegeta's surprise, he found himself genuinely impressed by their aptitude, if unsettled by the implications. Now, try focusing the energy into a concentrated beam, Vegeta demonstrated, firing a thin blue energy ray that carved a line across the training area floor. The ZENOs mimicked the technique perfectly, their purple energy beams cutting through the floor material with ease. We did it, they celebrated. Great job. Goku praised. You're learning super fast. As the training continued, Goku noticed the Grand Minister watching with an increasingly thoughtful expression. When they paused for a break, though the ZENOs didn't appear tired, they seemed to understand that their mortal instructors needed rest. Goku approached him. Something wrong? He asked. Not wrong, precisely. The minister gestured toward the ZENOs, who were entertaining themselves by creating elaborate energy constructs. But their development is proceeding more rapidly than anticipated. They're beginning to channel their natural creation power through the structured pathways of ki techniques. Is that dangerous? It's transformative, the minister replied. Lord ZENO has always wielded power instinctively, without method or refinement. By teaching him focused application, we're helping him use his power better. Goku suggested. You're helping him evolve, came a new voice. They turned to find a tall, elegant figure standing nearby, a god of destruction Goku didn't recognize. Her skin was pale blue, her attire reminiscent of Beerus's but with silver accents instead of gold. Lord Azara, the Grand Minister acknowledged with a slight bow. This is unexpected. Is it? The goddess approached, her calculating gaze fixed on Goku. Word travels quickly among the divine realms. A mortal teaching the Omni King. Such an arrangement was bound to draw attention. Vegeta joined them, eyeing the newcomer warily. And you are? Azara, god of destruction for Universe 16, she introduced herself smoothly. One of the universes beyond your limited 12. There are universes beyond the 12 we know? Goku asked, surprised. There's much beyond what you know, son Goku, Azara replied. Realms within realms, hierarchies within hierarchies. The multiverse is far larger than what was at stake in your little tournament of power. The Grand Minister cleared his throat. Lord Azara, while your interest is understandable, this arrangement was approved by Lord ZENO himself. Of course, she smiled without warmth. And far be it from me to question the Omni King's decisions. I simply wish to observe. The Zenith noticed the newcomer and zoomed over. Who's that? Another friend? This is Azara, the Grand Minister explained. A god of destruction from Universe 16. Ooh, a destruction god, the Zenith examined her with interest. Are you strong like Beerus? Azara bowed deeply. I serve at your pleasure, Lord ZENO. All gods of destruction do. Are you here to learn fighting too? The Zenith asked. I merely wish to pay my respects, Azara replied smoothly. And perhaps observe your training, if permitted. Okay, the Zenith agreed easily. But no interfering. Goku and the Grumpy One are our teachers. Vegeta bristled at the nickname but said nothing. As training resumed, Azara watched from the sidelines with unnerving intensity. Goku tried to focus on teaching, but he could feel her eyes on him constantly, assessing. During the next break, more visitors arrived, 3 more gods of destruction Goku didn't recognize, each with their own angel attendant. What's happening? Goku whispered to the Grand Minister. Why are they all showing up? Politics, the minister replied simply. What you're doing here has implications for the cosmic hierarchy. The gods of destruction from the higher universes are concerned. Higher universes? Vegeta interjected. Explain. The minister sighed. The 12 universes you're familiar with are merely the most accessible tier of creation. Beyond them lie higher realms, universes 13 through 18, with increasingly complex laws of physics and dimensional structures. And their gods are worried about ZENO learning to fight? Goku asked. They're worried about ZENO changing, the minister corrected. For eons, the Omni King has been a constant, immensely powerful but predictably childlike in his application of that power. By introducing growth and development. He glanced at the gathering gods. You've created uncertainty. The training session had evolved into something resembling a divine conference, with more deities arriving by the minute. The Zenith seemed initially excited by the attention but quickly grew bored with the formal greetings and whispered concerns. We want to keep training, they complained. All these people are interrupting. Azara stepped forward. Perhaps, Lord ZENO, you might demonstrate your new abilities for us. We're all quite fascinated by your progress. The Zenith brightened. A demonstration? Okay. They floated to the center of the training area, motioning for everyone to stand back. The gathered gods watched with expressions ranging from curiosity to thinly veiled alarm. Watch what Goku taught us, the Zenith announced proudly. They began moving through a series of martial arts forms, their small bodies executing the movements with surprising grace. Then they started channeling energy, purple ki that swirled and intensified around them. The air in the chamber grew heavy, reality itself seeming to bend around their focused power. Impressive control, Azara commented, though her tone suggested she found it concerning rather than admirable. The demonstration escalated as the ZENOs began incorporating their natural creation abilities with the structured ki techniques Goku had taught them. The result was breathtaking and terrifying, matter forming and dissolving with each punch and kick, energy constructs that bent light and space. "This is incredible," Goku whispered to Vegeta. "They've combined everything I showed them into something totally new." "Yes, and it's making the gods nervous," Vegeta observed, noticing the tense postures of the watching deities. They don't like seeing ZENO's power becoming more refined. The demonstration reached its climax as both ZENOs performed synchronized energy blasts that collided at the center of the arena, creating a swirling vortex of power that briefly formed what looked like a miniature galaxy before collapsing back into itself. The gathered gods applauded politely, though many exchanged worried glances. "Well done, Lord ZENO," Azara said, approaching. "You've made remarkable progress. I wonder, though, what inspired this sudden interest in martial development?" "It's fun," the ZENOs replied simply. "And Goku says getting stronger through effort feels good. Does it now?" Azara's gaze shifted to Goku. "Fascinating philosophy from a mortal." "It's not philosophy," Goku objected. "It's just true. Earning your strength feels better than just having it." "A dangerous idea," another god murmured, just loud enough to be heard. "Especially for one such as Lord ZENO." The Grand Minister cleared his throat. "Perhaps we should adjourn for now. Lord ZENO has had quite enough excitement for one day." The ZENOs pouted but didn't object as their attendants ushered them away, leaving Goku and Vegeta with the Grand Minister and the divine visitors. Azara approached Goku directly. "You don't understand what you're doing, mortal." "I'm just teaching martial arts," Goku replied defensively. "You're introducing evolutionary concepts to a being who exists outside normal development," she countered. "Lord ZENO's childlike nature is not a limitation, it's a cosmic necessity." Another god joined them, this one resembling a tall, elegant woman with skin like polished obsidian. For countless eons, the multiverse has existed in balance because the Omni-King remains constant, immensely powerful but unchanging in his application of that power. By teaching him to grow, you risk destabilizing everything, Azara finished. Vegeta stepped forward. "If ZENO is truly the Omni-King, surely he can decide for himself what to learn." "How little you understand," the Obsidian God said sadly. "Lord ZENO's consciousness is compartmentalized. His full awareness would be too vast, too overwhelming for existence itself to bear. The childlike persona is a necessary container." Goku frowned. "You're saying ZENO doesn't know his own full power?" "Not exactly," the Grand Minister interjected. "Lord ZENO is fully aware of what he is. But his understanding of that power, his relationship to it, remains purposefully simple. By teaching him focused application, refinement, growth." He glanced at the gathered deities. "You may be triggering an awakening that has consequences beyond what any of us can predict." Before Goku could respond, a commotion erupted at the entrance to the chamber. A new arrival pushed past the guards, a familiar purple cat-like deity. "Beerus?" Goku called out, surprised. "What are you doing here?" Beerus ignored him, storming directly to the Grand Minister. "Is it true? Has there been a breach at the outer boundary?" The minister's expression tightened slightly. "News travels fast, Lord Beerus." "Answer the question," Beerus demanded. "Has something penetrated the veil?" The gathered gods fell silent, tension filling the chamber. The Grand Minister sighed. "Not penetrated, no. But there has been contact. Something from beyond the known multiverse has taken an interest in recent events here." Murmurs spread through the divine assembly. Azara's expression darkened. "The Watchers," she said quietly. They've noticed. Watchers? Goku looked between the concerned faces. Who are they? Not who, the obsidian god corrected. What? Entities that exist beyond the multiverse structure, ancient observers who rarely interact with our reality. Why would they care about ZENO learning to fight? Vegeta demanded. The Grand Minister exchanged glances with the other deities before answering. Because Lord ZENO's development could potentially alter the fundamental nature of our multiverse. Such a shift would be noticeable to those who observe from outside. And potentially an opportunity, Beerus added grimly. If certain entities have been waiting for a change in the cosmic order. The implications hung heavy in the air. Goku looked from face to face, trying to comprehend the scale of what they were suggesting. So what do we do? He finally asked. We proceed with caution, the Grand Minister advised. Lord ZENO's interest in training cannot be denied, it would only frustrate him, which has its own dangers. But perhaps we can guide this process more carefully. Azara stepped forward. I propose oversight. A council of higher universe representatives to monitor these training sessions. Trying to control ZENO sounds like a bad idea, Goku pointed out. Not control, she corrected sharply. Observe. Guide. Ensure that his development proceeds in a way that doesn't threaten cosmic stability. Vegeta scoffed. You're afraid. All of you. Afraid that if ZENO learns to truly master his power instead of wielding it like a child with a toy, your positions might become less secure. Several gods bristled at the accusation, divine energy flaring around them. Careful, Prince Vegeta, the Grand Minister warned softly. Even I cannot protect you if you provoke the gods of the higher universes. Before the situation could escalate further, a guard rushed into the chamber, looking alarmed, an unusual expression for the normally stoic attendants. Grand Minister. Emergency communication from Universe 6. The destroyer god Kampa requests immediate assistance. Kampa? Beerus straightened. What's that fat fool gotten himself into now? The guard's next words silenced everyone. A star near populated worlds is going supernova prematurely. Lord Kampa reports unusual energy signatures within the stellar core, energy that resists his destruction power. Show us, the Grand Minister commanded. The center of the chamber transformed, displaying a real-time image of space in Universe 6. A massive star pulsed with unstable energy, its surface roiling with strange patterns that reminded Goku of the creation energy he'd encountered. That's not a natural supernova, Azara observed, stepping closer to the display. Something is accelerating the star's decay cycle. The inhabited worlds in its vicinity, the Grand Minister inquired. 3 planets with advanced civilizations, the guard reported. Billions of lives at risk. Lord Kampa is attempting to evacuate with the help of Lord Vados, but time is limited. The star will collapse within hours. The Grand Minister turned to the assembled gods. This requires immediate attention. I could destroy the star before it explodes, Beerus offered. If Kampa's too weak to handle it himself. The unusual energy patterns suggest that might not work, Azara countered. If something is actively interfering with the star's natural cycle, destruction energy might cause an immediate collapse. Goku stepped forward, studying the display intently. The swirling patterns in the dying star looked familiar, disturbingly similar to the energy now flowing through his own body. I think I can help, he said quietly. All eyes turned to him. You. Azara scoffed. What could a mortal possibly do against a manipulated supernova? Goku held up his hand, allowing the creation energy within him to surface. Iridescent patterns swirled across his skin, matching the strange energy visible in the dying star. I recognize that energy, he explained. It's creation energy, like what I accidentally absorbed from ZENO's universe marble. If it's causing the problem, maybe I can counteract it somehow. The gods exchanged skeptical glances. It's too dangerous, the Grand Minister said. Your control over that power is still limited. But people are going to die if we don't do something. Goku insisted. Let me try. Vegeta stepped beside him. I'll go as well. Someone needs to make sure he doesn't make things worse. Beerus growled in frustration. This is madness. A mortal wielding creation energy against a destabilized star. You'll get yourself killed, Goku. Maybe, Goku acknowledged. But I have to try. The Grand Minister studied him for a long moment, then nodded slightly. Very well. I will transport you to Universe 6. Lord Beerus and Lord Kampa can provide support if needed. I'm coming too, Azara declared unexpectedly. This situation requires oversight from a higher universe representative. Preparations happened quickly. The Grand Minister briefed Goku on what little they knew about the situation while Beerus argued heatedly with Azara about jurisdiction and protocol. Vegeta remained silent, his focus intense as he studied the dying star in the display. Ready? The minister asked finally. Goku nodded, determination replacing his earlier uncertainty. Let's go. The transcendent movement was even more disorienting this time. Crossing between universes added another layer of dimensional shifting. When Goku's vision cleared, they were floating in space, protected by a bubble of divine energy generated by the Grand Minister. Before them hung the dying star, impossibly huge, its surface churning with fiery plasma and strange, iridescent patterns. Nearby, 3 planets orbited, their cities visible as points of light against shadowed continents. Beerus. About time. Kampa floated toward them, his rotund form somehow managing to look both panicked and annoyed simultaneously. What's taking so? He stopped, noticing Goku and Vegeta. Why did you bring them? Goku believes he can help, Beerus explained tersely. A mortal? Help with that? Kampa gestured wildly toward the star. Are you insane? Possibly, Beerus admitted. But we're running out of options. Vados approached, her usual calm demeanor strained. The evacuation is proceeding, but slowly. We've managed to relocate approximately 12% of the population from the closest planet. Not enough time for everyone, Azara observed coldly. A significant loss of life is inevitable. Not if I can stabilize the star, Goku said, studying the massive celestial body. And how exactly do you plan to do that? Kampa demanded skeptically. Instead of answering, Goku closed his eyes, reaching out with his newly enhanced senses. The star's energy signature was chaos, natural stellar processes disrupted by something alien. The creation energy was somehow accelerating the fusion reactions, pushing the star toward premature collapse. It's being manipulated, he said finally, opening his eyes. Something's interfering with the star's natural cycle, using creation energy to speed up the fusion process. But why? Vegeta asked. What would be the point? A test, perhaps, Azara suggested, her gaze fixed on Goku. Or a message. Goku ignored the implications, focusing on the problem at hand. I need to get closer. Closer? Kampa sputtered. That's a supernova. You'll be vaporized instantly. Not with proper protection, the Grand Minister interjected. He tapped his staff, creating a smaller energy bubble around Goku. This will shield you temporarily, but not for long. Whatever you intend to do, son Goku, do it quickly. Goku nodded. Vegeta, stay here. If something goes wrong, I'll pull your charred carcass out of there, Vegeta finished grimly. Just don't do anything stupider than usual. With a determined nod, Goku directed the energy bubble toward the dying star. As he approached, the heat and pressure became overwhelming, even through the divine protection. The star's gravitational pull tugged at him, while solar flares larger than planets lashed out in chaotic patterns. When he was close enough to feel the full intensity of the stellar furnace, Goku closed his eyes again, reaching deep within himself. The creation energy he'd absorbed from ZENO's realm stirred, responding to the similar power disrupting the star. "Here goes nothing," he muttered. Focusing as he would for a Kamehameha, but channeling this new power instead of ki, Goku extended both hands toward the star. Iridescent energy flowed from his body in pulsing waves, meeting the chaotic patterns in the stellar surface. The contact was electric. Goku gasped as his consciousness suddenly expanded, connecting with the vast energies of the star itself. He could feel every fusion reaction, every plasma current, every magnetic field line. And buried deep within the stellar core, he sensed something alien, a seed of creation energy, pulsing with purpose. "There you are," he whispered. Pushing his awareness deeper, Goku reached for the foreign energy. It responded to his touch, almost eagerly. As if it had been waiting for him. "So you came," touched one. The thought wasn't words exactly, more like concepts forming directly in his mind. "Who are you?" Goku asked aloud, though he knew speech was unnecessary here. "A messenger. A harbinger. The first contact. Why are you destroying this star?" "Not destroying. Transforming. Creating opportunity from destruction. As is the way of all things. People will die," Goku argued. "Billions of them. Irrelevant to the greater awakening. The child god stirs from slumber, and the cosmos holds its breath." The foreign presence in the star pulsed stronger, the supernova process accelerating. Goku felt the stellar core beginning to collapse under its own gravity, the final stage before catastrophic explosion. "I can't let you do this," Goku declared, pushing back with his own creation energy. "You cannot stop the inevitable," touched one. "But you can join it. You have tasted the power of creation, felt its purpose. You are changed already." The star's magnetic field lines twisted violently as Goku wrestled with the foreign energy. His physical form began to strain, the creation power flowing through him too potent for his mortal body to channel indefinitely. "Maybe I am changed," Goku admitted, feeling his cells beginning to destabilize under the power surging through him. "But not into whatever you want me to be." With a roar of effort, Goku pushed everything he had against the disruptive force. Creation energy exploded from his body in a blinding wave, overwhelming the Grand Minister's protective bubble. For an instant, Goku was exposed directly to the stellar inferno, but instead of burning him, the plasma seemed to flow through him, as if his body had become partially energy itself. The sensation was indescribable, pain and ecstasy combined, his consciousness expanding to encompass the entire star. He could feel each atomic nucleus, each electron, each quantum probability wave. For a brief, transcendent moment, Goku understood the star as intimately as his own body. And in that understanding came control. With instincts he didn't know he possessed, Goku began restructuring the stellar processes. His creation energy countered the foreign influence, stabilizing fusion reactions, repairing magnetic field structures, guiding plasma flows back into sustainable patterns. The foreign presence resisted. "Why fight the inevitable? You could be so much more than mortal." "I'm fine with what I am," Goku grunted, pushing harder. "Are you? The power you now wield could remake worlds. You could transcend pain, death, limitation. You could join us." "Thanks, but I've got enough friends already." With a final, desperate surge, Goku channeled everything he had into the star. His physical form began to blur, energy and matter becoming indistinguishable as he pushed beyond what his body should be capable of sustaining. Deep in the stellar core, the foreign presence wavered, then withdrew, not defeated, but retreating strategically. "Impressive," touched one. "But this is merely the beginning. We will meet again, when the child god awakens fully." The presence vanished, leaving Goku connected to the stabilizing star. Gradually, the supernova process reversed. Fusion reactions returned to normal parameters, the wild energy fluctuation subsiding. But Goku's body wasn't faring as well. The massive power channeling had pushed him beyond his limits. His physical form flickered between solid and energy, cellular structures breaking down under the strain. "Can't hold it," he gasped, feeling himself starting to dissipate. Suddenly, a strong hand gripped his shoulder, anchoring him. Vegeta had somehow pushed through the stellar plasma to reach him. "Kakarot! Pull yourself together!" Vegeta shouted, his own body protected by a blue aura of divine energy. "Beerus's doing, most likely." "Can't, too much power. Focus on my energy," Vegeta commanded, pushing his ki into Goku. "Use it as a pattern. Remember your Saiyan body, you third-class fool." The familiar sensation of Vegeta's ki, stubborn, proud, unyielding, gave Goku something to latch onto. Slowly, painfully, he began reconstructing himself, using Vegeta's energy signature as a template. "That's it," Vegeta encouraged, maintaining his grip despite the stellar forces battering them. "Come back to yourself." Gradually, Goku's form solidified, though iridescent energy still flowed through his body like luminous blood. When he could speak again, he managed a weak grin. "Thanks, Vegeta. Didn't think you cared." "I don't," Vegeta lied gruffly. "But explaining to your wife how I let you dissolve into cosmic energy would be too much trouble." Their moment was interrupted as Beerus and the Grand Minister enveloped them in protective energy, pulling them away from the now stabilized star. "Incredible," the minister observed as they retreated. "You've completely reversed the stellar collapse process. The inhabitants of those worlds will be quite confused," Beerus noted dryly. "1 minute facing extinction, the next back to normal." "Better confused than dead," Goku said weakly, his body still struggling to maintain cohesion. As they rejoined the others at a safe distance, Azara studied Goku with new intensity. "You communicated with it, didn't you? The presence in the star." Goku nodded tiredly. "Yeah. It called itself a messenger. Said something about the child god awakening and the greater transformation." The gods exchanged alarmed glances. "Nexus," Azara whispered. "It's begun." "Nexus?" Vegeta demanded. "What is that?" "Not what, who," the Grand Minister corrected grimly. "An entity from beyond the multiverse structure. A watcher who has long observed our reality, waiting for certain conditions to arise." "What conditions?" Goku asked, though he suspected he already knew. "A shift in Lord ZENO's nature," the minister explained. "A moment when the Omni King's consciousness might evolve beyond its current state. And this Nexus thinks that's happening because ZENO is learning martial arts?" Vegeta asked skeptically. "It's more complicated than that," Azara interjected. "The legends speak of a time when the Omni King would awaken to his full nature, when his childlike container would no longer be sufficient to hold his expanding awareness." "And that's bad?" Goku asked. "It would remake existence as we know it," the minister said quietly. "All hierarchies, all cosmic structures would be transformed. What emerges after such an event, none can say. And this Nexus wants that to happen?" Vegeta asked. "Nexus and others like it exist in the spaces between realities," Azara explained. "They seek opportunities. Moments when cosmic constants shift, allowing them to influence what comes after." Kampa, who had been uncharacteristically quiet, finally spoke up. "So this star thing was what, a test? To see how the mortal with creation energy would respond?" "Perhaps," the minister acknowledged. "Or a message. A declaration that they're watching." Vados approached Goku, studying his still fluctuating form with concern. "His physical structure is destabilizing. The creation energy is overwhelming his mortal container. Can you fix it?" Vegeta demanded. "Not I," Vados admitted. "This is beyond even angel healing capabilities." "Take him back to Lord ZENO's realm," Azara suggested unexpectedly. "The source of the power might be able to stabilize its effects." The journey back was a blur for Goku. His consciousness flickered between his body and something larger, vaster, awareness expanding to cosmic scales before snapping painfully back to individual form. He caught glimpses of concerned faces, heard fragments of urgent conversations. Physical form breaking down at the quantum level. Creation energy rewriting his cellular structure. Might not be able to return to mortal form if this continues. When clarity finally returned, Goku found himself in ZENO's playroom, laid out on a floating platform while the small deity peered down at him curiously. Goku looks funny, ZENO observed. All sparkly inside. Lord ZENO, the Grand Minister said carefully. Son Goku has been affected by creation energy, similar to your own power. He needs stabilization. Oh. I can fix that. ZENO reached out, placing a small hand on Goku's chest. Instantly, the chaotic energy patterns within Goku's body calmed. The painful fluctuations between matter and energy subsided, his cellular structure solidifying. But something remained changed, the creation energy didn't vanish, but rather integrated more harmoniously with his natural ki. Better? ZENO asked cheerfully. Goku sat up slowly, examining his hands. The iridescent patterns remained visible beneath his skin, but they no longer threatened to dissolve his physical form. Yeah, much better. Thanks, ZENO. The gathered gods and angels watched in fascination as Goku stood, his energy signature now a stable hybrid of mortal ki and creation power. Fascinating, Azara murmured. He's actually integrating the energies. Is that supposed to happen? Beerus asked the Grand Minister quietly. Nothing about this situation falls under supposed to happen, the minister replied. We're in uncharted territory. Vegeta approached Goku, studying him critically. You look less like you're about to explode into cosmic dust. That's an improvement. Feel better too, Goku agreed, flexing his hands. But different. Like the energy's part of me now. It is, the Grand Minister confirmed. Lord ZENO has helped your body properly integrate the creation power rather than merely containing it. You are, something new, Son Goku. Not quite mortal, not quite divine. Great, Beerus muttered. As if he wasn't troublesome enough before. The Zenas clapped excitedly. Goku is special now. Like us. Not quite like you, Lord ZENO, the minister corrected gently. But perhaps a bridge between mortal and divine in a way we haven't seen before. Azara stepped forward. This changes things. The mortal's connection to creation energy, and now this integration, will draw even more attention from beyond the veil. Nexus, Goku said, remembering the presence in the star. It said we'd meet again. And so you shall, came a new voice, melodic, ancient, and somehow speaking directly into everyone's mind rather than through the air. The assembled gods and angels turned as one toward the chamber entrance. Standing there, though standing wasn't quite the right word for a being who seemed to exist partially in other dimensions, was a figure unlike any Goku had seen before. Humanoid in basic shape, the entity appeared to be composed of swirling cosmic material, galaxies and nebulae visible within its form. Its features shifted constantly, impossible to focus on directly, while its edges blurred into higher dimensions. Nexus, Azara whispered, divine energy flaring defensively around her. The cosmic being inclined what might have been its head. Indeed. I am Nexus, observer of transitions, catalyst of becoming. Its voice resonated directly in their minds, concepts forming thoughts rather than sounds forming words. The Grand Minister stepped forward, his usual pleasant demeanor replaced by wary formality. You have breached Lord ZENO's realm without permission. Explain yourself. Permission. The concept carried amusement. I exist beyond your hierarchies, messenger. I come because the moment approaches, the moment we have awaited for eons. The minister's staff glowed with warning. Lord ZENO has not invited your presence. Nexus turned its shifting gaze toward the small deity, who was watching with unusual intensity. The child god sees me. The child god knows, though he has not remembered yet. Sparkly person, ZENO said, pointing at Nexus. From the before time. The gods exchanged alarmed glances at this unexpected recognition. Lord ZENO, you know this entity? The minister asked carefully. From dreams, ZENO replied, his childlike voice suddenly carrying strange weight. From before I was me. Nexus seemed to smile, though its features were too fluid to be certain. The awakening progresses. Faster than anticipated, thanks to the touched one. Its attention shifted to Goku. You have exceeded expectations, mortal who is no longer merely mortal. What do you want with ZENO? Goku demanded, stepping protectively in front of the small deity. Want? The concept carried layers of meaning beyond simple desire. I seek completion. The fulfillment of cosmic cycles. The child god must remember what he truly is. And what's that? Vegeta challenged. The beginning and end of all possibilities. The dreamer who dreams existence itself. Nexus's form rippled, galaxies swirling. Within it. When his full awareness returns, reality will be rewritten. And those of us who have waited beyond the veil will finally have our opportunity. Opportunity for what? Azara demanded. To shape what comes after. Nexus extended what might have been a hand toward Goku. You could join us, touched one. Your unique nature, mortal yet infused with creation power, makes you valuable. You could help guide the transformation. Not interested, Goku replied firmly. Whatever you're planning for ZENO, for all of us, I won't help you. You already have. Amusement colored the thought. By teaching the child god to grow, to change, to evolve, you've accelerated what was inevitable. The container cracks. The full awareness stirs. The Zenus had moved closer together, watching Nexus with expressions that shifted between childlike curiosity and something older, more knowing. I remember you, they said in unison, their voices briefly harmonizing in strange ways that made reality shiver. From the before. Yes. Nexus seemed pleased. From before the separation. Before the containment. Enough, the Grand Minister declared, his staff striking the floor with cosmic force. Lord ZENO's nature is not yours to influence, Nexus. Return to your place beyond the veil. You fear what comes, messenger. You all do. Nexus's gaze swept the assembled gods. But change cannot be prevented. The child god awakens. The mortal bridges worlds. The transformation approaches. With those final thoughts resonating in their minds, Nexus's form began to fade, dimensions folding around it until it vanished completely. Silence filled the chamber for several heartbeats. Then chaos erupted as the gods began speaking all at once, divine energy flaring in agitation. This is catastrophic. The legends were true, if Lord ZENO fully awakens, silence. The Grand Minister's voice cut through the din, his power briefly overwhelming everyone else's. When quiet returned, he turned to the Zenus, who were watching everything with uncharacteristically thoughtful expressions. Lord ZENO, he said gently. What did you mean about remembering Nexus from the before time? The Zenus looked at each other, then back at the minister. Sometimes we dream about being different. About being more. The sparkly person was in those dreams. This is worse than we thought, Azara murmured. The awakening has already begun. The Grand Minister turned to Goku and Vegeta. I believe it would be best if we suspended the training sessions for now. Until we better understand what's happening. No, the Zenus objected immediately. We want to keep learning. It's fun. But Lord ZENO, given recent developments, we want to train with Goku, the Zenus insisted, their auras flaring briefly. And the grumpy one too. The minister sighed, recognizing that arguing with the Omni King was pointless. As you wish, Lord ZENO. But perhaps with some modifications to the curriculum. I think that's smart, Goku agreed, surprising everyone. Maybe less power training, more focus on discipline and control. The gods looked at him in shock, unused to hearing sensible suggestions from the normally battle-hungry Saiyan. What? Goku shrugged. I'm not completely clueless. If Zeno's going through some kind of awakening thing, helping him learn control seems pretty important, right? Remarkably insightful, Whis murmured, having arrived with Beerus earlier. The creation energy may be affecting more than just Son Goku's physical form. As the gods dispersed to discuss recent developments, Vegeta pulled Goku aside. What aren't you telling everyone? He demanded quietly. Goku looked surprised. What do you mean? Don't play dumb with me, Kakarot. You've been different since you stabilized that star. More aware. What did you see when you connected with Nexus? Goku hesitated, then sighed. I saw possibilities. Endless branching realities. And Zeno, not as he is now, but as something vaster. Like he's just a small part of something much bigger. And this Nexus creature wants to awaken that bigger part. Yeah, but not for Zeno's sake, Goku's expression darkened. Nexus and the other Watchers, they're waiting for a chance to reshape everything. They need Zeno to fully awaken for that to happen. And they're using you to trigger it, Vegeta concluded grimly. Looks that way. Goku stared at his hands, where iridescent energy patterns still flowed beneath his skin. But maybe there's another option. If I can learn to master this creation energy, and if we can help Zeno develop control before his full awareness returns. You think you can outmaneuver beings that exist beyond our multiverse? Vegeta scoffed, though without his usual bite. Worth a try, right? Goku grinned. Besides, when have impossible odds ever stopped us before? Vegeta almost smiled, almost. Never. But this time, Kakarot, we may be dealing with forces even we can't punch our way through. As they spoke, neither noticed the Zenus watching them with unusually perceptive eyes, whispering to each other in voices too low for anyone else to hear. The funny energy inside Goku is getting stronger, one observed. Yes, the other agreed. Like the sparkly person, but different. I remember more things from the dreams now. Me too. Since we started training. They looked at each other, a moment of perfect understanding passing between them. Should we tell them? Not yet. They might stop the training. And we want to get stronger. Yes. Stronger. Like Goku. Their small hands clasped together, and for a brief instant, their purple auras merged into something greater, a glimpse of power that would have terrified the gods had they been paying attention. The awakening had indeed begun. And not even Nexus fully understood what would emerge when it was complete. Chapter 3, The Higher Realm. Goku stood atop the lookout, watching reality fracture around him. 3 weeks had passed since the confrontation with Nexus, and things had only gotten weirder. The sky above him rippled with dimensional instabilities, patches where stars shone during daylight, areas where time flowed backward, spaces where matter shifted between states. Still getting worse, Piccolo observed, joining him at the edge. These reality fluctuations are spreading faster. Yeah. Goku sighed, the iridescent energy beneath his skin pulsing in response to the disturbances. The Grand Minister says it's happening everywhere now. All 12 universes showing the same symptoms. And beyond the 12? Piccolo asked. The higher universes have it even worse. Azara says parts of Universe 16 have completely transformed, new laws of physics, new forms of matter. Goku ran a hand through his hair. All because I thought teaching Zeno martial arts would be fun. Self-pity doesn't suit you, Piccolo said bluntly. What's the plan? Before Goku could answer, reality shimmered and the Grand Minister appeared, his usual serene expression replaced by genuine concern. Son Goku, he greeted. It's time. That bad? Worse. Lord Zeno requests your immediate presence. There have been developments. Goku nodded, turning to Piccolo. Tell the others I'll be back soon. Will you? Piccolo asked, unusually solemn. Goku just grinned, though it didn't reach his eyes. Course I will. There's that barbecue at Bulma's next week, right? Wouldn't miss it. The Grand Minister extended his hand. As Goku took it, Vegeta emerged from the lookout building. I'm coming too, he declared, striding forward with characteristic determination. Prince Vegeta, the minister acknowledged, your presence was not requested, I don't care. Whatever mess Kakarot has gotten us into, I'm seeing it through. His eyes narrowed. Unless the Omni King himself orders me away, I'm going. The minister sighed. Very well. But be warned, conditions in Lord Zeno's realm have become unpredictable. When are they not? Vegeta muttered, grasping the minister's outstretched hand. The dimensional transit was rougher than before. Reality itself seemed resistant to their passage, turbulent energies buffeting them through the spaces between universes. When they arrived at Zeno's palace, Goku immediately understood why. The palace was transforming. What had once been impossible architecture was now something even more bizarre, a structure that existed simultaneously in multiple states, parts of it extending into dimensions that hurt the eyes to perceive. The grounds around it had become a swirling landscape of creation energy, raw possibility taking form and dissolving in endless cycles. What happened? Goku asked, staring in awe. Lord Zeno's consciousness continues to expand, the minister explained grimly. His dreams reshape reality around him. Even in his sleep, his power grows less contained. Sleep? Vegeta questioned sharply. The Omni King sleeps? Not normally, no. But 3 days ago, Lord Zeno entered a meditative state from which he has not fully emerged. He speaks occasionally, asks for you specifically, Son Goku, then returns to his trance. They made their way through corridors that defied spatial logic, passing rooms where time flowed at different rates. Guards and attendants moved like ghosts, some frozen in temporal anomalies, others phasing between dimensions. This is worse than I expected, Vegeta muttered. Indeed, the minister agreed. The cosmic hierarchy is destabilizing. Gods of destruction find their powers fluctuating, Supreme Kais unable to maintain creation equilibrium. Even we angels have difficulty navigating these distortions. They reached an enormous door that pulsed with energy. Unlike the playroom or training area, this space radiated ancient power. Lord Zeno's inner sanctum, the minister explained. Few have ever entered. He awaits within. The doors parted without being touched. Inside lay a vast chamber that seemed to contain miniature galaxies floating freely in space, not models or projections, but actual cosmic structure suspended within the room. At the center, sitting cross-legged above a floating platform, was Zeno. Or rather, Zenus. The two versions, present and future, had somehow merged into a single being with features of both, surrounded by an aura of swirling cosmic energy. Goku, the merged Zeno said, his voice deeper and more resonant than his usual childlike tone. You came. Hey Zeno, Goku replied cautiously. You okay? The minister says you've been sleeping a lot. Not sleeping. Remembering. Zeno's eyes opened fully, revealing not the simple black dots of before, but swirling cosmic voids. The before time. What I was before I was me. Vegeta stepped closer to Goku, keeping his voice low. His energy signature has changed. It's exponentially greater, but also more structured. Yeah, I can feel it. Goku approached the floating deity. What are you remembering, Zeno? Everything. Zeno gestured, and the space around them transformed into a vast cosmic display, universes forming, growing, dying, in endless cycles. I was bigger once. Before the separation. Separation. Goku asked. The Grand Minister cleared his throat. Lord Zeno refers to an event beyond recorded history. A time when the Omni King's consciousness was divided. Divided by choice, Zeno added, his voice carrying strange harmonics. Too much awareness. Too much responsibility. Decided to forget, to become simpler. Created the game of universes to play while the greater part slept. Goku exchanged alarmed glances with Vegeta. So your childlike self, a container, Zeno confirmed. A small piece of what I truly am. But now I remember more. Because of you, Goku. His cosmic eyes focused on the Saiyan. You showed me how to grow. How to try. How to change. The walls between my selves grow thinner. And Nexus knew this would happen, Vegeta concluded grimly. That's why he's so interested in your training sessions. Zeno nodded. Nexus and the other watchers. They wait in the spaces between realities. They cannot create their own existence, only influence what already exists. They have waited for the time when I would remember, when the multiverse could be reshaped. Is that a good thing? Goku asked directly. Unknown. Zeno's expression turned thoughtful, still childlike despite the cosmic power radiating from him. Change is neither good nor bad. It simply is. But the timing matters. The manner matters. Before anyone could respond, reality rippled around them. The air split open like fabric tearing, and through the dimensional rift stepped Nexus, more defined than before, its cosmic form solidifying as the barriers between realms weakened. The child god awakens, Nexus declared, its voice now audible rather than purely telepathic. Right on schedule. The Grand Minister stepped forward, staff raised defensively. You were not summoned, Nexus. No need for summons when the walls between worlds grow so thin. Nexus gestured, and the space around them distorted. Soon there will be no barriers at all. No separation between realms. Only pure possibility. Goku moved to stand between Nexus and Zeno. What exactly do you want? Want? Such a limited concept. Nexus smiled, the expression strange on its ever-shifting features. I seek completion. The cosmos as it was meant to be, before the Great Division when the Omni King chose limitation. And what happens to everyone else in this completion? Vegeta demanded. Transformation, Nexus answered simply. All that exists will be remade according to new patterns. Some things preserved, others, redesigned. You mean destroyed, Goku challenged. No more than a caterpillar is destroyed when it becomes a butterfly. Nexus approached, its form rippling with cosmic energy. The multiverse has existed in stasis for too long. Creation needs reinvigoration. New possibilities. New paths. And you get to decide those paths? Vegeta scoffed. Someone must. Nexus turned to Zeno. The child god understands. He feels the pressure of potential building within him. The memories returning. The power straining against his self-imposed limits. Zeno didn't deny it. His expression had grown more distant, more alien, as the conversation progressed. I remember more every moment, he confirmed. The before time grows clearer. The division seems less necessary. Yes, Nexus encouraged. You divided yourself because your full awareness was too vast to bear. But you've evolved since then. Your consciousness has grown. You're ready to become whole again. Wait, Goku interjected. If this division happened for a reason, maybe rushing to undo it isn't smart. Maybe Zeno needs more time to prepare. Time is luxury we no longer have, Nexus countered. The barriers weaken regardless. Reality fractures under the pressure of possibility. The awakening has already begun, it cannot be halted, only guided. The Grand Minister's expression had grown grave. There is truth in what you say, Nexus. The cosmic balance destabilizes further each day. But your involvement remains suspect. My involvement is necessary. Nexus turned to Goku, studying him with interest. As is yours, touched one. Your unique nature makes you ideal to help guide this transition. My unique nature? Goku repeated. Surely you've wondered why the creation energy bonded with you when it should have destroyed any mortal. Nexus gestured, and the space between them shimmered, revealing what looked like Goku's energy signature, complex patterns unlike any normal ki. You are special, Son Goku. Your spirit possesses a quality rare among mortals, perfect adaptability. That's just Kakarot being too stubborn to die, Vegeta muttered. It's more than that, Nexus insisted. While other mortals resist change, clinging to what they know, your spirit inherently embraces transformation. Each challenge, each new power, you don't merely use them. You integrate them, becoming something new each time. The Grand Minister nodded reluctantly. There is truth here as well. I've observed how Son Goku absorbs and naturalizes techniques that should take centuries to master. His spirit lacks the usual mortal resistance to fundamental change. Is that why I could handle the creation energy? Goku asked. Precisely, Nexus confirmed. Where others would have been unmade, you adapted. Became a hybrid existence, mortal yet infused with creation power. A bridge between realms. And that's why you need me, Goku concluded, eyes narrowing. For whatever you're planning with ZENO. Need is perhaps too strong. Nexus circled them, its form leaving trails of cosmic energy. But your participation would make the transition smoother. Less catastrophic for the lower realms. You're saying without Goku's help, this awakening will be more destructive, Vegeta translated bluntly. Exponentially so. Nexus gestured, and the air shimmered to show planets across multiple universes, already experiencing reality distortions. The awakening proceeds regardless. The only question is whether it happens with guidance or chaos. Goku turned to ZENO, who watched the exchange with eyes that seemed increasingly vast and ancient. Is that true? Are you really waking up no matter what? Yes. ZENO's voice resonated with power. The division weakens. I remember more each moment. The boundaries between what I am now and what I was, they dissolve. Then what can I do? Goku asked. Join me in the higher realm, Nexus offered, extending a hand composed of swirling cosmic material. Allow your creation energy to fully merge with your consciousness. Become a guiding force in the transition. Help shape what comes after. And what exactly comes after? Vegeta demanded. A new cosmic order, Nexus explained. Realities merged and restructured. The barriers between mortal and divine thinned. New possibilities for evolution and growth that currently cannot exist. And what happens to everyone I care about? Goku asked directly. My family? My friends? Earth? They would be transformed, Nexus acknowledged. But with your guidance, their essential natures could be preserved within the new paradigm. That's not good enough, Goku said firmly. It's the best possible outcome, Nexus countered. Without guidance, the awakening will shatter realities indiscriminately. Billions will be unmade in the cosmic restructuring. With your help, we can preserve what matters most. The Grand Minister stepped forward. There may be another option. One that Nexus has not mentioned. All eyes turned to him. The awakening could potentially be guided toward a controlled expansion rather than a complete merging, the minister suggested. Lord ZENO could integrate aspects of his greater awareness while maintaining the current cosmic structure. Impossible, Nexus dismissed. The division was absolute. It cannot be partially undone. Perhaps it once couldn't, the minister countered. But Son Goku's influence has created something new, a path of gradual evolution rather than sudden transformation. Is that possible, ZENO? Goku asked hopefully. The small deity's expression turned inward, considering. Uncertain. The memories come faster now. The pressure builds. Containment grows difficult. Then there is no choice, Nexus declared. The full awakening approaches. The only question is whether it happens with guidance or in chaos. Vegeta had been studying the cosmic being intently throughout the exchange. Now he stepped forward. If Kakarot goes with you to this higher realm, what exactly does that entail? Does he cease being himself? He evolves beyond current limitations, Nexus explained. His consciousness expands to encompass greater awareness. His mortal form becomes a vessel for creation energy rather than merely containing it. So he stops being Kakarot, Vegeta translated. Becomes something else entirely. He becomes more, Nexus corrected. From your perspective, Vegeta countered. From ours, he's erased and replaced. Goku looked troubled. I don't want to stop being me. But if it's the only way to protect everyone. There's another option, Vegeta declared suddenly. Send me back to Earth. Everyone turned to him in surprise. What? Goku asked. Send me back to Earth, Vegeta repeated firmly. If these reality distortions are going to get worse, someone needs to coordinate defenses. Prepare the fighters. Set up safe zones. You stay here and work with ZENO on controlling this awakening thing. A sensible precaution, the Grand Minister agreed, though I question whether conventional defenses will be effective against cosmic restructuring. They won't be, Vegeta acknowledged bluntly. But it gives people hope, keeps them organized. And if there's one thing I've learned from all our impossible battles, it's that sometimes just having a plan makes the difference between survival and extinction. Goku nodded slowly. You're right. Earth needs you more than I do right now. Don't get sentimental, Kakarot, Vegeta growled. Just figure out how to stop this cosmic mess you've created. I'll handle the practical matters. The Grand Minister raised his staff. I can return Prince Vegeta to Earth immediately, though with the increasing distortions, I cannot guarantee precisely when or where you will arrive. Just get me to the same planet, Vegeta said dryly. I can handle the rest. As the minister prepared for the transfer, Vegeta moved closer to Goku. Don't do anything stupid, he said quietly. Whatever deal this cosmic entity offers, remember who you are. Remember what matters. I will, Goku promised. Take care of everyone for me. Humph. Vegeta crossed his arms. As if I haven't been cleaning up your messes for years. With a flare of energy, the Grand Minister opened a dimensional pathway. Vegeta stepped toward it, then paused, looking back at Goku. Don't forget, Kakarot, power isn't worth sacrificing who you are. I learned that lesson the hard way. Before Goku could respond, Vegeta stepped through the portal, which collapsed behind him with a flash of light. A touching farewell, Nexus observed. But ultimately futile. No part of the multiverse will remain unchanged when the Omni King fully awakens. Unless we find another way, Goku insisted, turning back to ZENO. There has to be a middle path here. Something between total cosmic restructuring and you being overwhelmed by your returning memories. ZENO's expression shifted between childlike uncertainty and ancient wisdom. The division was created for a reason, Goku. Being everything at once, it's too much. That's why I chose to forget. To become smaller, simpler. But you've evolved since then, Goku pointed out. You've been learning, growing. Maybe you can handle more of your true self now without losing who you are. Dangerous speculation, Nexus warned. The cosmic balance hangs by a thread. Experimentation could trigger catastrophic collapse. Or create a new possibility, the Grand Minister countered. One that preserves what exists while allowing for evolution. The debate was interrupted as reality shuddered around them. The palace walls became transparent, revealing the cosmos beyond, universes pulsing with increasing instability, dimensional barriers thinning. Time grows short, Nexus declared. The awakening accelerates. You must decide, touched one. Join me in the higher realm and help guide what comes, or remain here and watch reality fracture beyond salvation. Goku looked from Nexus to ZENO, conflict clear on his face. There has to be another option. There isn't, Nexus insisted. The cosmic restructuring is inevitable. The only question is whether it happens with guidance or chaos. But what if, Goku began. Enough. ZENO's voice boomed with unprecedented force, shaking the palace foundations. His aura expanded explosively, cosmic energy radiating outward in waves. Too much talking. Too many voices. The pressure builds. The miniature universes floating in the chamber began vibrating in resonance with ZENO's distress. Reality rippled around them as the Omni King's control slipped further. It begins, Nexus said, satisfaction evident in its voice. The final barrier breaks. The child god remembers fully. He's not ready. Goku protested, moving toward ZENO. You're pushing him too fast. The process cannot be halted now, Nexus replied calmly. It can only be directed. It extended a hand toward Goku. Come. Join me in the higher realm. Help guide the transformation. Goku hesitated, torn between Nexus's offer and his concern for ZENO. The small deity was clearly in distress, cosmic power pouring from him in uncontrolled waves. It hurts, ZENO said, his voice shifting between childlike pain and ancient power. Too many memories. Too much awareness. Making his decision, Goku ignored Nexus and rushed to ZENO's side. Hey, it's okay, he said, kneeling beside the distressed deity. Focus on my voice. Just like we practiced in training, remember? Control comes from centering yourself. Too much, Goku, ZENO gasped. Too vast. I know. But you don't have to handle it all at once. Goku placed a hand on ZENO's shoulder, his own creation energy responding to the deity's power. Remember how we learned to control ki? One step at a time. Small pieces. Nexus moved closer, its cosmic form pulsing with intensity. The awakening cannot be controlled or contained. It must be embraced fully. Back off, Goku warned, not taking his eyes off ZENO. You're not helping. I offer the only viable path forward, Nexus insisted. Join me now, or watch reality unravel beyond repair. Goku ignored him, focusing entirely on ZENO. Remember our first training session? How you couldn't form a ki ball at first. But then you found that small spark of energy inside you, and you built from there. ZENO nodded slightly, his cosmic eyes focusing on Goku. This is just like that, Goku continued. Find one piece of these memories that you can handle. Just one small part. Focus there first. He attempts the impossible, Nexus said to the Grand Minister. The Omni King's awakening cannot be parceled into manageable fragments. Perhaps not by conventional means, the minister agreed. But Son Goku's methods have rarely been conventional. ZENO's breathing steadied slightly as he followed Goku's guidance. One piece, he repeated. One memory. That's it, Goku encouraged. Just like when you learn to control your ki. Find the center, the calm point. As ZENO concentrated, something unexpected happened. The creation energy flowing through Goku began resonating with ZENO's power, creating a feedback loop between them. Iridescent patterns spread from Goku's body to connect with ZENO's aura. Interesting, the Grand Minister observed. Son Goku's creation energy is synchronizing with Lord ZENO's. It appears to be stabilizing the awakening process. Impossible, Nexus declared, moving closer with new urgency. The mortal should not be able to influence the Omni King's cosmic nature. But the evidence was undeniable. As the energy connection between Goku and ZENO strengthened, the reality distortions in the chamber began to subside. The miniature universes stopped their chaotic vibrations, settling into more stable patterns. "It's working!" Goku exclaimed. "Keep focusing, ZENO. Find that center point." ZENO's expression shifted between concentration and wonder. "I see it. A pattern. A way to organize the memories. That's it. Just like organizing key pathways during training." Nexus moved with sudden purpose, its cosmic form intensifying. "This cannot be allowed. The awakening must proceed as destined." With a gesture, Nexus sent a wave of energy toward Goku and ZENO, attempting to disrupt their connection. The Grand Minister moved to intercept, but the blast knocked him backward, his staff clattering across the floor. "This has gone far enough," Nexus declared, its form expanding to fill half the chamber. "The cosmic restructuring will proceed as ordained. The child God will remember fully, and reality will be remade." "You never wanted to guide the awakening," Goku realized, maintaining his connection with ZENO. "You want to control it. To reshape everything your way." "I seek to fulfill cosmic potential," Nexus corrected. "To create perfect order from chaos. The multiverse has existed in stagnation for too long, limited by the Omni King's self-imposed restrictions." "It's not stagnation," Goku argued. "It's balance. Life needs stability to grow naturally. Growth requires disruption," Nexus countered. "Evolution demands pressure." It raised both arms, cosmic energy swirling between them. "The time for half measures has passed." With that declaration, Nexus released a massive energy wave aimed directly at ZENO. Acting on instinct, Goku threw himself in front of the deity, attempting to shield him with his own body. The impact was catastrophic. Creation energy collided with creation energy, sending shockwaves through multiple dimensions. Goku felt his physical form beginning to dissolve under the strain, his consciousness expanding beyond normal boundaries. Through the pain and disorientation, he heard ZENO cry out in alarm. The connection between them intensified, ZENO's power reaching out to stabilize Goku even as Goku had tried to protect ZENO. And in that moment of mutual protection, something unprecedented happened. The creation energies merged, not chaotically as Nexus had intended, but harmoniously. Goku felt his consciousness expand exponentially, connecting with ZENO's in ways that transcended normal understanding. He saw everything, every universe, every timeline, every possibility, all at once. And he understood. "This isn't about awakening," Goku said, his voice resonating with new power as he rose to face Nexus. "This is about balance." ZENO didn't divide himself because he couldn't handle his power. He did it to create space for others to exist. Nexus faltered slightly. "You cannot possibly comprehend, I see it now," Goku continued, the creation energy flowing through him in controlled, purposeful patterns. ZENO's full awareness would fill all existence, leaving no room for anything else to be. No mortals. No gods. No free will. Just one consciousness encompassing everything. As it should be, Nexus insisted. Perfect unity. Perfect order. Perfect stagnation, Goku countered. No growth. No change. No challenges to overcome. That's not living, that's just existing. ZENO had risen beside Goku, his form stabilizing as he integrated the connection between them. "Goku understands," he said, his voice carrying both childlike simplicity and cosmic depth. "The division was a gift. A sacrifice. I became less so that others could be more." "A foolish sacrifice," Nexus declared. "Cosmic potential squandered for the sake of ephemeral mortal experiences." "Not squandered," Goku argued. "Invested. Every struggle, every joy, every choice made by every being, that's what makes existence worth having." The Grand Minister had recovered, retrieving his staff and moving to stand beside them. "This is unprecedented," he observed. Son Goku has somehow facilitated a controlled integration. Lord Zeno is accessing his greater awareness without losing his individuated consciousness. Nexus's form pulsed with what might have been anger. This is not the awakening as it was foreseen. The cosmic restructuring must be complete, not partial. Foreseen by who? Goku challenged. By watchers who want to reshape everything to their own design. That's not evolution, it's conquest. The accusation struck home. Nexus's form flickered, revealing something darker beneath the cosmic facade. We have waited beyond the veil for eons, it admitted. Watching. Planning. The child god's awakening was to be our opportunity to guide creation toward perfection. Your version of perfection, Goku corrected. Not what anyone else wants or needs. Mortal desires are irrelevant in cosmic design. No, Zeno said, his voice surprisingly firm. Goku is right. I remember now why I chose division. Not from weakness, but strength. Creation needs freedom to grow, not perfect control. Nexus's form expanded further, cosmic power gathering around it. If you will not embrace the full awakening willingly, then it must be forced. For the good of all existence. The attack came without warning, a concentrated blast of energy aimed at the connection between Goku and Zeno. But instead of disrupting it, the blast was absorbed, the bond between them strengthening further. That's not going to work, Goku said calmly. We're figuring this out together, finding the balance point. Not too much awakening, not too little. Impossible. Nexus raged. The cosmic order cannot be renegotiated by a mortal and a fragmented deity. Watch us, Goku grinned, the expression somehow both completely Goku-like and cosmically significant. What followed was unlike any battle Goku had ever fought. It transcended physical combat, taking place simultaneously across multiple planes of existence. Nexus attacked with increasingly desperate cosmic forces, attempting to forcibly trigger Zeno's complete awakening. Goku and Zeno responded in perfect synchronization, their merged creation energies forming a new kind of power, neither purely mortal nor purely divine, but a harmonious integration of both. Where Nexus sought to break boundaries completely, they reinforced them selectively, creating flexible stability rather than rigid structure. The Grand Minister observed in fascination as reality itself became their battleground. Stars formed and died in instants. Dimensions folded and unfolded. Time flowed backward and forward simultaneously. Remarkable, he murmured. They're rewriting the rules of the awakening process itself. As the cosmic battle intensified, Goku found himself facing the most difficult choice of his existence. Through his connection with Zeno, he could feel the full potential of creation energy opening to him, the power to remake reality, to transcend mortality completely, to become something beyond anything he'd ever imagined. You feel it, don't you? Nexus called out, sensing his awareness. The pull of ascension. The higher realm beckons you, son Goku. Embrace it. Become what you were meant to be. And part of Goku wanted to. The power was intoxicating, the expanded awareness revealing wonders beyond comprehension. He could reshape stars, create life, exist across multiple dimensions simultaneously. He could protect everyone he loved for eternity, never again fail to be there when needed. But as tempting as that power was, something held him back. Through their connection, Zeno sensed his struggle. What do you choose, Goku? The deity asked simply. In that moment of decision, Goku saw two paths before him. One led to godhood, limitless power, cosmic awareness, existence beyond mortality. The other led back to Earth, to his family, his friends, to the simple joys of training and fighting and eating and laughing. To being Goku. I choose to stay me, he said finally. All that power, all that awareness, it's amazing. But it's not worth losing who I am. Zeno smiled, and in that smile was both childlike joy and ancient wisdom. Good choice. Being everything isn't as fun as being something. With that shared understanding, their combined power shifted focus, turning fully against Nexus. The cosmic entity found itself facing not just power, but purpose, creation energy guided by mortal determination and divine comprehension. This changes nothing, Nexus declared, though its form had begun to destabilize. The awakening has begun. Reality will still be transformed. Yeah, but not your way, Goku replied. We're finding our own path. Balance instead of erasure. Evolution instead of replacement. Together, Goku and ZENO channeled their merged power, creating a new kind of barrier, not to separate dimensions completely as before, but to allow controlled interaction while maintaining distinct identities. Reality began to stabilize around them, the chaotic fluctuations resolving into more harmonious patterns. No. Nexus raged as it felt its influence waning. This is not the destined outcome. Destiny isn't fixed, Goku said simply. It's made by choices. And we choose balance. With a final surge of their combined power, Goku and ZENO pushed Nexus back toward the dimensional rift from which it had emerged. The entity fought desperately, but against their unified purpose, it could not prevail. This is not the end, Nexus warned as it was forced back through the rift. The spaces between realities will always exist. We will always watch. We will always wait for opportunity. And will always be ready, Goku promised. Not to fight you, but to find better solutions than cosmic erasure. As Nexus vanished and the dimensional rift sealed, Goku felt the immense power flowing through him begin to stabilize. His connection with ZENO remained, but it was changing, becoming less overwhelming, more structured. What's happening? He asked, looking down at his hands where the creation energy still flowed, but in more organized patterns. Balance, the Grand Minister explained, approaching cautiously. You and Lord ZENO have created something unprecedented, a controlled integration rather than a complete awakening. ZENO nodded, his form now radiating steady power rather than chaotic energy. I remember more now. But not too much. Just enough to understand without losing what I am. And the multiverse? Goku asked. The reality distortions? Already stabilizing, the minister confirmed, gesturing to show the miniature universes in the chamber, which had settled into harmonious orbits. You've created a new equilibrium, allowing greater cosmic awareness while maintaining individual existence. Goku sighed in relief. So everyone's okay? Earth is safe. Safe, yes, though changed. The minister created a viewing portal, showing Earth and other planets across the multiverse. Reality had stabilized, but not reverted completely. The barriers between dimensions remain thinned. The laws of physics have gained new flexibility. But the fundamental nature of existence continues. And what about me? Goku asked, looking down at his body where creation energy still flowed beneath his skin. Am I still me? ZENO floated closer, examining him with eyes that were once again childlike, though now with hints of ancient depth. You're still Goku. But more too. A bridge. A bridge between what? Between mortal and divine, the Grand Minister explained. Your choice to remain yourself while integrating creation energy has created a new possibility, a being who exists in both realms simultaneously, belonging fully to neither but connecting both. Goku frowned, trying to process this. So I'm not a god, but not just a mortal either. You are uniquely yourself, the minister said simply. As you have always been, but with new dimensions to your existence. And me? ZENO asked, looking at his own hands with curiosity. Am I still me too? You have integrated aspects of your greater awareness without losing your individuated consciousness, the minister confirmed. A remarkable achievement, Lord ZENO. You remain the Omni-King, but with deeper understanding of your true nature and purpose. Good. ZENO declared, suddenly cheerful again. Being everything is boring. Being me is fun. He turned to Goku. Especially with friends to play with. Despite everything, Goku laughed. After cosmic battles and reality-altering choices, ZENO still maintained his childlike enthusiasm. Some things, it seemed, remained constant even when everything changed. So what now? Goku asked. Now we adapt, the minister replied. The multiverse has changed. Not as drastically as Nexus intended, but significantly nonetheless. The barriers between dimensions will remain thinned. Cosmic energy will flow more freely between realms. Evolution will accelerate throughout existence. Is that bad? Goku wondered. It is, different, the minister said carefully. Neither good nor bad inherently. The changes you and Lord ZENO have initiated will create new challenges, new possibilities. Some beings will struggle with the shifting reality. Others will thrive. And the Watchers? Nexus and the others beyond the veil? They will continue to watch. To wait. But the opportunity they sought has passed. The cosmic restructuring they desired has been replaced by something more balanced, more inclusive. ZENO clapped his hands suddenly. I have an idea. Goku should be the bridge keeper. Bridge keeper? Goku repeated. Yes. Since you're part mortal, part creation power now, you can help everyone with the new cosmos. Teach them how to handle the changes, just like you taught me. The Grand Minister looked surprised, then thoughtful. An unprecedented role, but perhaps appropriate, given the unprecedented circumstances. Wait, like a job? Goku asked skeptically. I'm not really good with responsibility and stuff. Just ask Chi-Chi, ZENO giggled. Not a boring job. An adventure job. Going between realms, helping mortals understand cosmic stuff, helping gods understand mortal stuff. Essentially, you would serve as a mediator between realms, the minister explained. Using your unique nature to help both mortals and divine beings navigate this new, more permeable cosmic structure. And I still get to fight strong people, right? Goku asked, his priorities clear. I imagine conflict resolution would occasionally require physical demonstrations, yes, the minister said diplomatically. And you can come play fighting games with me sometimes too. ZENO added enthusiastically. Goku considered the offer. Can I still live on Earth with my family? Eat normal food? Train with my friends? Your unique nature would allow you to maintain your mortal connections while fulfilling this new role, the minister confirmed. In fact, those connections would be essential to your function as bridge keeper. Then I guess I'm in, Goku decided with his characteristic straightforwardness. But I'm gonna need someone to explain the complicated stuff. I'm not good with cosmic details. I believe Prince Vegeta and your other allies could assist with the more administrative aspects, the minister suggested. This new cosmic arrangement will require adaptation from all beings, not just yourself. ZENO floated excitedly around Goku. It's decided then. Goku is officially the bridge keeper. With a wave of his small hand, he created a symbol that briefly flashed on Goku's chest before sinking into his skin, merging with the creation energy patterns. Now everyone will know. Know what? Goku asked, looking down at where the symbol had disappeared. Your cosmic signature has been modified, the minister explained. All beings, mortal and divine alike, will recognize your authority as mediator between realms. It's quite an honor, and quite a responsibility. Great, Goku muttered, though he couldn't help smiling. Vegeta's never going to let me hear the end of this. Speaking of Prince Vegeta, the minister said, shall we return to Earth? I believe your friends will be anxious for news. Goku nodded, then turned to ZENO. Will you be okay? With all these new memories and everything? ZENO smiled, and in that smile was both childlike joy and ancient wisdom. I'll be okay. Learning to balance, just like you taught me. Growing stronger through trying, not just being. That's the spirit. Goku gave him a thumbs up. And hey, we can still train sometimes, right? Yes. Fighting games are fun. As the Grand Minister prepared to return them to Earth, Goku took a last look around ZENO's chamber, at the miniature universes floating in their new, harmonious patterns. The cosmos had changed, would continue changing, but not through erasure and replacement as Nexus had intended. Instead, it would evolve through integration and balance, maintaining what made existence valuable while opening new possibilities for growth. Not a bad outcome for what had started as simple martial arts lessons. The journey back to Earth felt different. The spaces between dimensions seemed more navigable, reality itself more responsive to their passage. When they emerged on the lookout, Goku was surprised to find not just Vegeta and Piccolo waiting, but all of his friends and family gathered anxiously. Dad! Gohan rushed forward, then stopped short, staring at the visible creation energy flowing beneath Goku's skin. You're different. Yeah, kinda, Goku admitted, rubbing the back of his head sheepishly. Long story. We've got time, Chi-Chi said, crossing her arms but unable to hide her relief at seeing him. Lots of time, considering you're apparently some kind of cosmic bridge keeper now. Goku blinked in surprise. How did you know that? Everyone knows, Bulma explained, gesturing around. About an hour ago, everything just shifted. Reality stabilized, but differently. And somehow, we all just understood that you had something to do with it. The symbol Lord ZENO placed upon you resonates across all dimensions, the Grand Minister explained. Knowledge of your new role has been integrated into the cosmic consciousness. Great, Goku muttered. So much for explaining things myself. Vegeta approached, studying him critically. You chose not to ascend fully, he observed. You could have become a god, but you remained Kakarot. Yeah, well, Goku shrugged. Being me is more fun than being everything. Vegeta's expression softened almost imperceptibly. Perhaps you're not as much of a fool as I thought. The highest praise from Vegeta. Krillin laughed, approaching cautiously. So, what exactly does a bridge keeper do? Besides glow with creepy cosmic energy? As Goku attempted to explain, with frequent clarifications from the Grand Minister, his friends gathered around, asking questions, expressing concerns, offering support in their various ways. Through it all, Goku felt the creation energy within him responding to their presence, strengthening rather than diminishing his connection to them. He had chosen correctly. Power meant nothing without people to protect, to care about, to share it with. Nexus and the Watchers had never understood that fundamental truth, that the real value of existence lay not in perfect cosmic order, but in the messy, unpredictable connections between beings. Later, as the explanations wound down and his friends began discussing how to adapt to the changed reality, Goku slipped away to the edge of the lookout. The view was different now, the sky occasionally rippling with dimensional echoes, distant stars visible even in daylight, reality itself seeming more vibrant, more alive. So, came Chi-Chi's voice as she joined him. A cosmic bridge keeper, huh? Is that going to pay better than farming? Goku laughed, turning to his wife with genuine joy. Probably not. But the commute might be interesting. As long as you still come home for dinner, she said, trying to sound stern but unable to hide her smile. God or bridge or whatever you are now, you're still my husband. Always, Goku promised, reaching for her hand. As their fingers intertwined, the creation energy within him responded, forming a gentle aura around them both. For a brief moment, Chi-Chi gasped as she shared his expanded perception, seeing the cosmic patterns connecting all things, feeling the vibrant energy of existence itself. Oh, she whispered. Is that how you see everything now? Part of the time, Goku admitted. It's taking some getting used to. But it helps me remember what's worth protecting. From the edge of the lookout, they watched as the sun set over the changed earth. New possibilities unfolded in every direction. The cosmos had been transformed, but not destroyed. Evolution rather than erasure. Balance instead of perfect order. And somewhere in his expanded awareness, Goku could sense ZENO watching with childlike delight as new patterns formed across the multiverse, not according to rigid cosmic design, but through countless individual choices, each contributing to the grand, beautiful complexity of existence. Not a bad outcome at all for what had started as a simple question: what if Goku trained with ZENO? The answer, it turned out, was everything. The end. Thank you for watching this video. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel and like this video.